Hello and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Investigations 2. One last episode, we began the final case of the game, the Grand Turnabout. We investigated a film studio, or a filming lot at the Grand Tower, and the president of Zhang Fei was apparently killed. Agent Lang showed up for no reason. The star of the show, John Marsh, is a kid. He's under suspicion. We encountered a man whose initials are MIB, perhaps standing for Men in Black. I don't know, maybe there's gonna be a crossover. That'd be hilarious if it was, though. The gumshoe showed up and he ran away. There was a lot of things that happened last episode, and now we're here at the courtroom to talk to Justine, who was also under suspicion. And looks like we have Francisco as the prosecutor, and good old Raymond Shields as the defense attorney. April 6, 1123, and District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court is now in session. Is the defense ready?
Of course, Your Honor. We can begin whenever you want.
The prosecution has been ready from the start, Your Honor.
Jill Crane, the attorney in charge of the defense, has passed on from this world. Furthermore, Sebastian de Best, the prosecutor in charge, has disappeared. And so, my gut instinct there was to say that's probably for the best, but after what we learned in the last episode, I don't know. Like, I'm starting to feel really bad for him. And so, like, to be clear, it doesn't excuse the way he acted in cases in the Prison Turnabout, Inherited Turnabout, and Forgotten Turnabout, but at least I can understand why. So I have a little bit more sympathy now, and so Francisco and Mr. Shields are taking over their duties.
Before we begin, I would like to apologize for the delay of today's trial. As the crime took place in the prison, a place where justice is normally administered, and the defendant was the warden of the prison, further exacerbating the situation. Additional time was specially arranged to investigate and prepare for the trial. In addition, the defense attorney in charge of the case, Jill Crane, has recently passed away. Due to these circumstances, the trial was further delayed. Mr. Shields, Miss Von Karma, at this time I'd like to give you my gratitude for taking up this responsibility on short notice.
I guess this is the last job Courtney Pye's friend left behind for us, huh? Well, Uncle Ray's more than happy to help out. Although, having said that, I only had enough time skimming through the case files. Are you okay on your end, Franny Pye?
What kind of prosecutor abandons his own case and vanishes without a trace? I won't allow any more delays in this trial while we wait for that foolish man to return. I have received the evidence just now. There should be no problem continuing the trial. You have my thanks. And with that, I hereby call the defendant, Patricia Rowland, to the stand.
Well, long time no see. It's weird to see the courtroom from these angles. Like, usually we don't see. Usually we see the judge's face, like, up close and personal, not from the side, especially, and the witness stand too.
Now then, will the prosecution please give us their opening statement? Very well, Your Honor. The defendant.
Please wait, Your Honor.
What is it?
Well, there's something I'd like you to fill me in on. Just what exactly am I doing in a place like that?
You don't. Do you remember what happened in the second case?
Then perhaps you would do well to listen to the opening statement.
So I listen to it, I'll get it, huh? Okay then, let's hear it.
That was the plan from the start. Now, if you would kindly shut up and listen. The incident occurred in the detention center, and the prison warden Roland is in charge of. The victim is Horace Knightley, who is being held in the detention center. The prosecution is certain that the woman here is the culprit. This knife, the murder weapon, is the decisive evidence. Huh? Miss Von Karma, is something wrong? That's impossible! The evidence is...
What's wrong with the evidence, Franny Pye?
The evidence... The knife's got...
What? How? What? Didn't you just say you just had it?
What?
It must have been stolen during the black market auction. It must have been taken. That must have been the reason why that was going on. There's no other reason. Because there was other evidence from other cases too. That must have been why that was.
Order. Prosecutor Von Karma, what is the meaning of this?
I don't understand it either, Your Honor. If there's no evidence, then I suppose there's not much reason for me to be here. Some prosecutor can't even hold on to one little piece of evidence. What a dunce.
I only received everything that the previous prosecutor had.
It appears the culprit is that pampered prosecutor, the boy Blunder. Hey, Courtney Pye.
What is it?
Your Honor, considering our predicament, let's say we postpone the trial until later.
The defense's proposal is overruled.
What? Courtney Pie?
I know, right? It'd be troubling for me if this trial were to be delayed any further. I just want everyone to know that I'm innocent as soon as possible.
Innocent? I've had more than enough of your foolish.
And besides, you don't have any evidence, right? I recall a certain saying. In court, evidence is everything. Wasn't it? Since there's no evidence, that would make me innocent. Isn't that right, Your Honor?
That is correct.
What?
You know things are bad when your own defense attorney's like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
The prosecution has not produced sufficient evidence to prove the defendant guilty. As such, I hereby find the defendant, Patricia Rowland.
Objection.
Hold your horses, Courtney Pie. You can't just declare you're innocent all of a sudden.
Is something the matter? For the defense to object to a not guilty verdict?
Well, I mean, even you must know that the warden over there is guilty, right? You were there with us when we found the murder weapon.
Mr. Shields, a judge must remain impartial when handing down a verdict. That is why I cannot allow myself to get caught up in my own personal feelings.
It's not your own personal you saw it happen! You were there!
The person who was present when the murder weapon was discovered, and the judge sitting before you now, are two completely different people.
You're kidding, right?
I can only hand down a verdict based upon the evidence that was presented.
There is evidence. It's just, well, it's not here right now, but a few minutes, that's all I need. I'll find the evidence and return to court without fail. The prosecution requests a brief recess, Your Honor.
The defense would also like a recess, Your Honor. Courtney Pie, please.
I understand. I shall grant your request.
Well, Justine, darling, aren't you wishy-washy today?
This court will now adjourn for a 15-minute recess, during which the prosecution and the defense shall prepare for the resumption of the trial.
Understood, Your Honor.
Phew, that was a close one.
Court is now adjourned.
Well, that was okay. April 6, 11:38 a.m. District Court, 3rd floor lobby.
Did we find it together? The evidence!
Yes, we certainly did. Huh? What's the matter, detective? It looks like the metal detector is reacting to this alligator.
Really? Why?
Of course, that's why the metal detector reacted. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to take a look at this.
The chisel?
Wasn't that just the fake murder weapon?
Dojin hid this chisel inside his dog's mouth. We never found out anything more about his backstory, like, what's the deal with Dojin? Because Edgeworth clearly seems to know more about his past, but we never actually got to find out more about it. And the real murder weapon was hidden in very much the same way. The real murder weapon is in the pond inside the alligator.
I wonder if it was stolen by someone.
You? What the f*** are you doing here? You know, it's funny, I was actually gonna say something during the cutscene like, because in the flashback, we saw Regina Berry standing next to the alligator, and I was about to say something like, oh, Regina Berry, remember back in the imprisoned Turnabout when we had to deal with the circus clowns like Regina and Simon Keys, or is his name supposed to be a pun on Shy Monkeys? Because that's what Ray said when we met up with him, right? So then I was about to say, like, phew, good thing we don't have to deal with them anymore. And then they just waltz right to, like, why are they even here? Back for more, I guess. Miss Berry, Mr. Keys, you come to attend the trial.
I came because I heard there's a really fun show around here, so, where is it?
What voice did I even give you? I don't care enough to go back and check, so I'm just gonna give you a random voice.
The trial for the case I got caught up in was supposed to have already started, but, our practice ran a little late. I believe it was somewhere around here, wasn't it? Actually, 2 key pieces of evidence have gone missing. The chisel and the knife. The trial is in recess now, sort of like an intermission. You just missed it, Simon. What? What? What's that supposed to mean? Ah, looks like Simon's going to get arrested again.
What? Why are you happy about that?
No, I can't. I guess Simon is his usual noisy self. Huh?
Francisca, Yep, that's Francisca. And here comes another noisy individual. Hello.
Now, Franny Pie, let's just take a moment and calm down a bit. Maybe you could put that whip of yours away, What do you say?
That foolish prosecutor, when I get my hands on him, my whip is going to give him the thrashing of a lifetime. Hee.
Just Ray runs away. Miles, why don't you try talking to her? Good grief. On that note, I guess I should probably hear what she has to say. Alright, Francisca, what's up?
Oh, if it isn't former prosecutor Miles Edgeworth.
Francisca.
Those who have abandoned the path of a prosecutor do not belong here. Now be a good boy and go home. Figure out what you want to do with your life.
Still, what are you going to do, Francisca? The recess is only 15 minutes.
Gah, you're always so calm and collected. Like an anchorman reading off a teleprompter. It makes me sick!
I should probably stay classy and avoid a confrontation with her for now. Francisca, I never expected you to end up taking over the prosecution for this case.
The bodyguard of the president, of Zhangfei, Horace Knightley, was murdered. The defendant is the former warden of the prison, Patricia Rowland. The knife she used as the murder weapon had been prepared as evidence.
However, the murder weapon has disappeared without a trace.
Not only did he abandon his own case, but he also made me look like a fool in court. Oh! The next time I see that foolish fool of a prosecutor, I'll whip some backbone into him.
I don't mind if you whip some backbone into him, but stop whipping innocent bystanders. Okay, well, there's not much else I had to say. I mean, there's no other options, so, what else? I mean, I can talk to, like, what are you two doing here exactly? Like, why do you want to watch the trial?
The courthouse is so much fun. This has been a wild animal.
Like, what? A wild animal tamer?
Her showmanship could use some work. But that lady really knows how to handle a
whip. Clever. Although, in her case, her whip is used to tame humans. And what are you doing here?
Isn't there anything we can do? Well, actually, I just got a great idea. If we put on an animal show inside the courtroom, everyone would be caught up in it. And then, maybe they'd have to delay the trial another day. No. If we do something like that, I give us for sure. Nah, you'll be fine. The court's not so cold as to arrest someone for showing everyone a good time. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
I would prefer if you didn't flagrantly encourage such criminal behavior. Okay, what are you two doing here? You two are circus clowns. You don't belong in this courtroom. What do you... Okay, fine, whatever. They're here. I can't get rid of them, unfortunately. So, hey, Ray, what do you have to say? Yeah, joking motive. It has been quite a long time since we heard this beautiful music, because Ray wasn't in the last case all that much. I mean, he was there in the beginning, but he kind of disappeared after a little while. So, yeah, he wasn't there for the big confrontation, so we haven't heard Joking Motive in quite a while, and oh, it's so good! Okay, looks like you got your memories back.
Yeah, I'm all better now!
Uncle Ray was really worried, you know, was he gonna ask for a hug? Though, that other K was also pretty cute. Well then, now that you've recovered, how about a hug for old time's sake?
Nope! We need to focus on the trial right now.
Yeah, things aren't looking too good.
I can't get over how, like, ungodly good this music is.
Anyway, we'll have to search for the evidence. But we can't interrupt the trial. Uncle Ray's in a pickle. If only there was someone who could find the evidence for us.
Wait for the swell of the music. Oh, it's so good. That look of expectation on your face is at all. Okay.
Miles, you still don't have your prosecutor's badge, right? Do you finally feel like following in your father's footsteps?
I simply left it in someone else's care. I wasn't stripped of my badge. Furthermore, right now, I am unable to follow in my father's footsteps.
I see. Well, there's no need to rush your decision. Take all the time you need to determine the path you want to follow. In any case, the door is always open for you at the Edgeworth law offices.
Mr. Shields.
If only there was someone who could go search for the evidence for us.
Very well. I'll go look for them.
Oh, Miles, you do that for us?
Of course. Finding the evidence within 15 minutes will be no easy task.
Well, if worst comes to worst, Uncle Ray and Franny Pie will help you stall for time. Until you recover the evidence, we won't let her hand down a verdict. Please do so. Francisca, are you okay with this?
You're asking me, Francisca Von Karma, to help you out? You'd be better off spending the rest of your life as an anchorman for the local news.
Miss Von Karma, this is an emergency. We could really use your cooperation.
I understand. As an acting prosecutor, I, along with that attorney over there, shall continue this trial. Meanwhile, you, the former prosecutor, shall run around and look for the evidence. All for my sake. It's a job that suits you perfectly.
I'm glad that you're on board. No. We don't need circus fucks like you messing up this case. You need to go back to the Berry Big Circus and stay there. No, not you two. Why we don't. What are you gonna do? What exactly do you think you two are gonna do to help us out? We don't. Stay with me now. We don't need any more circus people joining the team. Their team is full enough as it is. We don't need anybody else. Okay? We're perfectly content with the team we have. And what is exactly? First off, why are you here? You don't belong here. You belong back at the circus. Second off, let's assume you do belong here. What exactly do you think you're gonna do?
This sounds like fun. Regina wants to tag along too.
Alright. No, it would not be helpful. It will not be helpful at all.
I think we should go find that person and hear what they have to say.
Well, Sebastian, because he kind of dropped the ball with the evidence. Who should we talk to in order to learn where the evidence went? We should talk to Sebastian the best, which is here.
Take that!
Yes, the person in charge of the evidence was Sebastian the best.
Ah, you mean that rookie prosecutor, right? Got it.
I'll leave him to you.
Alrighty, time for Uncle Ray to have a strategy meeting with the opposing counsel. Just the two of
Miles Edgeworth, you better not keep me waiting, lest you end up like your friend here.
Yes, I'll keep that in mind.
Franny Pie, wait for me.
Alright, we got the Avengers assembled, plus 2 additional extra baggage, known as Simon and Regina, that are just gonna be dragging us down the entire goddamn time. Like, also, why would we send them on their own to just... they don't belong here. They really don't. Now then, let's go ahead and look for Sebastian as well. Oh. Hey, Justine Courtney. So, word on the street is, you're being accused of murder.
Ah!
Judge Courtney.
If it isn't Prosecutor Edgeworth, I hope that all is well.
I was about to say,
All is not well, that's what was going on in that trial earlier.
best guess, someone has information on her, because the only reason that Judge Courtney would have been acting like that is if someone's blackmailing her for something. Okay, there's no need for that.
But, even though Miss Courtney should know exactly who the culprit is, what made you... In a court of law, the only thing that truly matters is evidence. Whatever my own feelings...
These are not your own feelings. You saw it happen. This is why I think she must be being blackmailed. Because she didn't... It's not her own feelings about anything. She saw with her own eyes what happened. So is the... Oh, I didn't mean to skip that.
Cold-blooded and heartless, it's fine if you think of me as such.
Even as a judge, she's still this stubborn. Judge Courtney, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you.
And what would that be?
2 nights ago, you went to the roof of the Grand Tower.
The roof, you say?
You met with the president there, correct? The 2 of you were caught on the security camera.
Is there some sort of problem with that?
Today, the president's body was discovered, very close to the Grand Tower.
That's...
You understand now, don't you? You're a suspect. What happened between you and the president up on the roof?
Nothing. We merely spoke for a few minutes. Once our business was done, I headed straight home. I took the elevator back down alone.
Indeed, that was shown on the security camera footage as well. What exactly did you and the president talk about?
That, I cannot say.
You kinda have to say, or else we don't really have an explanation for what you were doing up there. That being the case, I guess my only remaining option is to use that. Oh, time for logic chess. She is definitely hiding something, and I'm going to get it out of her. Logic chess. Come on. Come on. Yeah, logic chess! 2 nights ago, Judge Courtney met with President Huang. Oh, there are 4? Why are there 4? Okay, fine, we've dealt with 4 pieces before. We can do it again.
It is true I spoke with President Huang on the roof of the Grand Tower. However, we only discussed business. There is no need to tell you what was said.
Just like in the trial area, she won't reveal her personal feelings easily. When she's speaking as a judge, it would be better for me to wait and see what develops. Now then, I'll start by asking her what she talked about to the president. logic chess. Begin! Okay, here we go. What did you and the president talk about? We'll start simple. Could you tell me what you and the president talked about?
My meeting with the president was strictly business, and since it has nothing to do with you, I am not obligated to answer your question.
Okay, well, you're in judge mode right now, so we'll wait and see.
I appreciate your understanding.
Even so, you certainly are a very busy person, aren't you? You're a member of the PRC and a judge as well. You even assist with the investigations.
I am simply fulfilling the professional duties that have been assigned to me.
Was your meeting with the president also one of the duties assigned to you as a judge?
Yes, of course it was. I am one who lives for the law. I would never act outside my professional duties.
Oh, really? Okay, so how about in the last couple episodes where you sided with us in pursuit of taking down Blaze, and then when you gave back Kay's promise notebook? How about that? How about when you helped me out then? This morning you returned Kay's promise notebook to me. I don't believe that all of your actions are simply done for the sake of your duties. Oh, that was easy. I thought that I was expecting that logic chess against Justine Courtney would put up a little bit of a tougher fight than that, but okay.
It's true, it seems I still retain some immature qualities.
I wouldn't call it immature. It was your own personal kindness. Weren't you also distressed when you found that the president passed away?
Yes, it is very unfortunate. Why did he have to die?
It seems he was crushed by the head of a monster called the mighty Mozilla. Ah, excuse me. You see, Mozilla is...
Is that true? You mean the president died at the temporary Mozilla film lot?
Yes, that's right. I'm surprised that you know about Mozilla.
Yes. I had heard about it from Sebastian. He told me that the movie was being filmed near the Grand Tower.
She seems awfully shaken up about that, and I'm also curious about Sebastian, who went missing along with the evidence. She said she wouldn't talk about the president. However, I might be able to get her to reveal her secret through another line of questioning. She is flustered beyond normal. There must be some reason behind it. Okay, where is Prosecutor DeBest? Time's going on a little bit quicker now. Francisca may have taken over the prosecution in Sebastian's place, however, as long as he still possesses some of the evidence, the trial cannot proceed.
I intend to carry out a fair trial. If the prosecution is unable to present evidence, the defendant must be declared not guilty.
Okay, well, you and the defendant are both guilty. You're in judge mode, so we wait and see.
I am a judge. I cannot allow my own personal feelings to get in the way.
So, you're saying that you are not the least bit worried about Sebastian's whereabouts?
Of course I am. I am worried about Sebastian as well.
Oh, as well. So, who else are you worried about? You're worried about Sebastian as well? Wouldn't that mean that there is someone else you're worried about?
Ah,
by any chance, would that person have something to do with your unnatural behavior?
That's impossible. I am a follower of the law. I will not be swayed by personal feelings.
What do you mean? Judge, you're only human. What do you mean? So long as you're... Okay, I know this is going to be a really depressing transition, but when you're concerned about the well-being of someone else, it tends to cloud your judgment a little bit, and my reference for that would simply be, and this is why I said it was going to get depressing. In high school, freshman year, the week of my final exams freshman year, like, I think it was like the Thursday before exams were starting, I found out that my grandfather had passed away, which is obviously a gut punch. No matter when you hear that news, it's gonna be a gut punch. But what made it even worse is that I had to, we couldn't leave for the funeral. The funeral wasn't gonna be till the end of the month because just scheduling and all that. But between when I heard the news and when the funeral was the week of exams, and I had to sit through a week's worth of exams with that in the back of my mind the entire time. Is like literally the second I finished my final exam, we had to get on a plane to fly to where the funeral was, and it was not a fun experience because you have having to focus on school exam questions while in the back of your head you're thinking about how your grandfather passed away and that you're going into a funeral once it's all over. Yeah, I'm lucky I managed to get A's and B's on those exams because I was not thinking properly that week. That was not a good week to be me. So yeah, Justine, I'm gonna call bullshit on that because when you're concerned about the well-being of someone else, or just when you hear bad news about someone else, it's gonna cloud your judgment very, very heavily. So, yeah, I don't know. Justine, you're a human being. It's only natural that news about someone else's whereabouts is gonna impair your judgment skills in the courtroom. However, we're not superheroes. You and I are only human. It is impossible to completely ignore your own feelings and render an impartial judgment. Well, under normal circumstances, that's not true. But in this specific circumstance, if it's someone important to her, then yeah, I can believe it. I don't know who it is, but I can believe it.
As I am now, I cannot hand down an impartial verdict.
Judge Courtney, why don't you tell me the truth?
Just what am I supposed to do?
For Judge Courtney to become this distraught, I should find out exactly who she is searching for. Excuse me, up until now she has been wearing the mask of a judge. This time I should be able to draw out her true feelings.
Okay, where do we even begin? Well, it's... Maybe if we ask if she's searching for Prosecutor best, she'll tell us who she's really searching for.
Is the person you're searching for Sebastian by any chance?
When Sebastian learned of his father's true colors, he went into hiding of his own free will. I am worried about him, but this may be a trial he needs to overcome on his own.
Okay, you're in judge mode, so we'll wait and see.
Since he went into hiding of his own accord, he could return whenever he wanted to.
Could it be the person you're searching for isn't able to return under their own power?
In regards to that, my lips are sealed. I'm unable to talk about it right now. When I think about what might happen to that child...
Oh, that child. So, John Marsh, then? I think we know who's... You consider Sebastian a child. I think we know who it is. She's talking about John Marsh. As to why she cares about John Marsh, my gut instinct is to say that she is related to him in some way, like maybe she's his mother, but then I immediately struck that thought from my head because it's like, oh, wait a minute, they don't have the same last name, so obviously it doesn't make any sense, so it's not gonna be that. Could you tell me who you're referring to?
It's nothing. Please pay it no mind.
Judge Courtney's expression has changed. It seems I've managed to uncover a clue.
Okay, well maybe, now that we know he's starring the movie, maybe we can ask her this.
Are you searching for the mighty Mozilla?
I don't have the time to play along with your jokes right now.
It's not a joke. Just a moment ago, you were surprised to learn that the president had been crushed by Mozilla, correct?
I was simply surprised by the president's cause of death. To think that he passed away at the temporary film lot, of all places.
Oh? Of all places. What's wrong with what's wrong with where he died? What's wrong with that place?
For the way you're talking, it seems you have a problem with where he died.
That's not true, it's just for the president to have passed away at a film lot, a place where dreams are made. I just thought it'd be better for the movie's cast and crew.
Well, I got some bad news for you. One of the people on the crew of the movie already found the body, so yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I'm very sorry to say this, however, the movie's cast and crew are already aware of the president's death. I encountered a female staff member in John Marsh at the crime scene.
No, how could it have come to this?
She seems to react strongly when it comes to the staff of the Mozilla film. This could be a useful clue.
Okay, now I guess we have enough to finally ask her who she's searching for.
Judge Courtney, tell me who you are searching for.
My lips are sealed. That is not something I can talk about right now.
Let me try using that clue.
Could it be that missing child?
Could it be you're searching for that child who's gone missing? Since you said it was a child, I presume they're of a young age, correct?
That is what child means, yes, Edgeworth.
I simply cannot answer any questions about him. That boy has nothing to do with you or the president's assassination.
Let me try using that clue.
Is he involved in the Mozilla movie? I mean, we already know he's John Marsh. There's no point in hiding that.
Earlier, when Mozilla was brought up, it seems to be a sensitive topic for you. Is that child you speak of involved with the Mozilla movie?
Alright, that's 3 down, 1 more to go. We're almost there. We've almost cracked, or we've almost won Lotto Chess against Justine Courtney.
You're usually so calm, yet you seem rather distraught right now. Please tell me, who is that child?
I understand. If you've come to know this much, I shall prepare myself for the worst. The child I'm searching for is a boy by the name of John Marsh.
John, why do you want to know his whereabouts?
Well, that much I simply cannot say.
Judge Courtney, didn't you say you were prepared for the worst? Even if you don't intend to talk, I am determined to expose the truth. That is my resolve. Alright, one final round. Why is she searching for John? I must get her to tell me the reason. Are you acquainted with him? Where is he right now? Are you a fan of his? This is a question that's so absurd, it might get her to tell us the real reason. Could it be that you're a fan of John Marsh?
Yes.
No, that's you taking the easy way out. You're like, aha, yes, this makes perfect sense. I don't buy it. No, I don't buy it even for a second. But you're in judgment, so we're gonna wait and see.
I knew his movie was being filmed in front of the Grand Tower, so the temporary film lot had been on my mind.
I see. I suppose a fan would be curious about that. Did you know that John was at the temporary film lot?
Yes, of course I did. He said that—
Oh, he said it! So you've spoken to him then. So you've spoken to him, which means that you are in some way acquainted with him. It almost sounds as if John himself told you personally.
Ah,
I doubt he would give his kid to a mere fan.
that's true, isn't it? Please don't pay any mind to that statement.
That's a pretty important statement. She may not have the slip of the tongue. She must be really worried about John. So she has spoken with John. This could be a useful clue. Okay, so now we can ask her, are you acquainted with him? Because we know that you obviously are. Are you acquainted with John by any chance?
He is a famous movie star. I doubt there is anyone who doesn't know who he is.
I actually hadn't heard of him until I met with him today.
That just proves you have much to learn. Allow me to give you a lesson. I know everything about him.
Okay, you're in judge mode, so we're gonna wait and see again.
My apologies. I seem to have lost my composure.
You tend to lose your calm whenever the conversation turns to John, don't you?
Ah, in any case, well, I may know everything about John. It is a one-sided relationship.
That's such a lie. We already established you spoke with him. I understand you're worried about him, but aren't you a bit too flustered? You told me earlier that you had spoken with John. Doesn't that prove that you are indeed acquainted with him?
How could I have committed such an indiscretion?
It appears that John and Judge Courtney are acquaintances. This could be a vital clue. Alright, so now I guess we can ask, where are you right now? Actually, we are searching for John as well. Would you happen to have any idea where he might be?
Why would you think that I would know where he is? John and I, there is no connection between—
You lie again! You keep lying to me. Let me try using that clue. You two must be acquainted. We already established this. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with John, but at the very least, the two of you must be acquaintances. Come on, we're so close. Judge Courtney, won't you allow us to help you in your search for him?
Help? No, that won't be allowed.
Who won't allow it? The so-called goddess of law?
The person who knows where that child is.
What, he was kidnapped? I mean, I guess I probably should have assumed that, but why? Why him? I see. Finally, I've connected all the pieces of the puzzle. The reason why you cannot easily talk about John was because someone has kidnapped him, isn't that right? Alright, we won. A lot of chess against Justine Courtney, but also I have another question. Why exactly would you, why kidnap him? He's just a random movie I mean, okay, fine, not random, he's the star of the new monster movie, he's a child prodigy, whatever. But still, he has nothing to do with anything that's happening right now. Judge Courtney, I would like to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand, and if the excuse is gonna be, oh, well, he's important to Courtney, it's like, surely she has family members who are more important to her than some random child. Like, come on.
It's just someone has kidnapped John.
As I thought, there was a kidnapping. Still, how is John's kidnapping related to you in any way?
John and I are mother and child.
What? What? But you do. What? You're his mother? But so my instinct was correct, but like you don't share the same last name? What? I was unable to learn much about the conversation you have with the president, but I have learned of John's kidnapping. It was an unexpected result, but with that, it's checkmate. Wait a minute, game, wait, you gotta slow down a little bit. She's his mother? What?
What? John is Miss Courtney's son? No way! I mean, he's already so big for him to be your... Yes, John is indeed my son. Please look at this.
This is a clipping from a magazine.
It's an article about John. Do you always carry this around with you? Yes, I always keep it close by. It's like a charm to me.
It seems the bond that they share is a strong one. I've just been gobsmacked. What the... However, are you absolutely certain that he's been kidnapped?
Yes, I received a call from the kidnapper just before the trial started.
What were their demands?
They had only one demand, a not guilty verdict.
I see, so that's what happened. So, that's why you were going to deliver a not guilty verdict earlier.
I am not qualified to be a judge. A judge must be able to remain impartial and composed above all else. And yet, despite this, in the trial just now, I was about to hand down a verdict that was led solely by my heart.
Judge Courtney.
The goddess of law must be furious with me. But I simply couldn't do it. I couldn't hand down a fair verdict. If it meant I had to sacrifice my own son,
That's not that's the perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Of course you can't.
Okay.
A real parent would never abandon their own child. If that makes the goddess of law angry, then maybe the goddess of law is the one who's wrong. The goddess is guilty, guilty! Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed. To declare the goddess guilty. We're responsible for upholding the law, but at the same time, we are only human. Nobody would hand down a verdict that would sacrifice their own child.
Thank you very much, Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth. However, I cannot simply run away from the courtroom.
Judge Courtney, so this is where you've been.
It appears it's time. Miss Courtney! My father! He was a prosecutor. Your father? Yes, he stood in court just like you. And now, with all that has happened, it got me thinking, what if my father been in the same position as you are now? If a prosecutor was being coerced into obtaining a guilty verdict, I know, if my life were on the line, my father would definitely come and steal me back. Steal you back? Miss Courtney, why don't you let us take care of it? What? I'm gonna go steal John back for you. As a second Yatagarasu, I, K. Faraday, give you my word.
So, the great thief Yatagarasu plans to steal the truth, huh? What say you, Judge Courtney? Will you place your trust in our young great thief?
Prosecutor Edgeworth?
And if it's alright with you, I wish to help as well.
Thank you very much. I know that it's really not my place to ask of you, but please, do whatever you can. Please save John. You got it! Just leave everything to us! I'm gonna leave my cell phone with you. You may get a call from the kidnapper at some point.
You have my word. I will ensure the safe return of your phone along with your son.
And I will do everything in my power to prolong the trial. But, even then, at most the trial can last for about 2 hours.
What do you mean? What? Wait a minute. Now, you can just sit there. If the prosecutor, the defense attorney, and the judge are the only 3 people in that room whose input matters at all, so you all know, you're all in on the plan, so you all want to stall the trial as long as possible, so all you have to do is just sit there. Just sit there and no one can do anything. Just sit there and go, hey, anybody want to play charades? And nothing can happen. You control the trial. You just sit there and then we win. 2 hours, huh? 7 to 2 p.m., that's our time frame.
I must return to court, Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I shall leave the rest to you.
You can count on us, Justine Courtney. Kay, I thought you were taking a break from being the great thief.
As of right now, the great thief Yatagarasu is back in business! Alright, time to put on the gloves and hit the pavement. It's my first request, after all.
Is that so? In that case, we better begin our investigation post-haste, if we hope to track down John. Yeah, I don't care what Lang has to say. Lang can stay gone for all I care. We should probably begin our investigation from the front of the Grand Tower.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you're not the one in charge anymore. I'm here right now. This is a job for a great thief, which means I'm the leader now.
If that's the case, then what am I supposed to do?
Mr. Edgeworth, you get to be the first ever great thief's assistant.
So I'm a thief's assistant now.
Alright, let's get going. The great thief Yatagarasu takes flight once again.
just the juxtaposition there, animations. I just can't believe that freaking Justine Courtney has a son. Like, because the thing is, right? If we look at the profiles, they don't have this. Like, John Marsh and Justine Courtney they're not this. Because my instinct was to say, oh, they must be mother-son because that's the natural assumption. But they don't have the same last names, so I just assumed that it wasn't gonna be I just assumed that, wait. Let's just assume he's adopted. Let's optimistically assume that he's adopted, because that would explain the names too. It would explain the names, if he was adopted, and it would also explain the, age differences, which, again, I'm going to optimistically assume that he's adopted, because if he's not, oh man, that's, yikes. Anyway. Okay, April 6th, 12:10 p.m.
Here we are! The scene of the crime! Let's get to work! Now, say it with me, Mr. Edgeworth!
Hidden? Say what?
Even in the depths of night... Ah, come on! Say the rest with me!
And just why should I do that?
Because the great thief Yadagrasu has arrived on the scene! And if we don't say the introduction, it just doesn't feel right!
I have no intention of becoming a thief.
Ah, fine then. I'll do it by myself. Even in the depths of the night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone so as to shine the light of righteousness on the world's light, and that one is me, for I am the great thief Yadagrasu!
Yes, Kay, I know you are. I, on the other hand, am starting the investigation.
Tch, you're no fun.
We don't have time for fun. We only have until 2 o'clock. We need to begin making inquiries immediately.
Good thing we have a photo.
Is that Will Powers? Wait, no, that guy's definitely Will Powers. He's got the orange jacket and the hair too. There's been cameos from every single person, I swear, throughout this entire series up until this point. Yeah, that's definitely... Okay, we're talking to Will Powers first and foremost. Let's get around here. Hey, you.
Long time no see, Mr. Edgeworth.
This is Will Powers. He is an action star I met in a previous case. He also played the role of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. It's been a long time.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Kay Faraday, a great thief. Some stuff has happened, so now Mr. Edgeworth is my assistant.
Nice to meet you, but a thief and Mr. Edgeworth is your assistant?
Please, pay it no heed. More importantly, I'd like to ask you some questions about the case.
Okay, I don't know if I'll be much help though.
He's an actor who has been working with John. It may be a bit sudden, but let's hear what he has to say.
I had heard that you were handling the investigation for this case, but...
Well, I'm not the prosecutor in charge, though.
But if you're the assistant, then does this mean that Kay is in charge?
No, this is just a simple
You've got a good eye on you. You're completely right.
She jumped at a chance.
Since I'm in charge here, I'd like you to answer a few questions post-haste, and please be frank. Did anything happen to catch your eye? Ergo, didn't you notice anything?
Who was she trying to imitate?
She's trying to imitate us. Be frank, huh? Well, I feel sorry for the victim, but I can't help but worry about what will happen with the filming from now on.
No, that's only natural. Still, I would think that filming would be difficult now.
I knew it. This is bad. We can only use this location for a little while longer, too.
Is the filming almost complete, then?
No, but construction will begin here soon, so we won't be able to film here anymore. We're only using this vacant lot until construction begins.
So the rest of the movie will be filmed at Global Studios.
Things are looking good. There's even some people spreading bad rumors.
Bad rumors?
Lately, a journalist has been coming by repeatedly saying,
"This film lot's hiding a real monster, I reckon. There ain't no use hiding it."
Stuff like that.
I have a feeling I know who you are talking about.
Yes, it was that photographer from before.
You're not actually hiding a real monster, are you?
Of course not. If there really was one, I'd be out of a job.
It seems they're putting a lot of work into this movie. That's because this is our first attempt to making a sequel to an old classic. I thought it was a remake. Global Studios is pouring their heart and soul into this one. A studio pouring their heart and soul into a remake, huh? I wish they put that much more effort into making a new Steel Samurai series. What role are you playing this time, Mr. Powers?
I'm playing the mighty Muzilla.
Wow! You're the main character!
Well, much obliged. I'm wearing a full body costume again, so my face won't be seen this time either.
I see. That costume sure is cool, though. I want to try wearing it, too. I know. How about next time you let me get in the costume? Maybe just the horn part?
That's not really possible.
Well, I guess it makes sense.
I don't think that's what he means. Finally, did you see anything about John Marsh? Because he kinda got kidnapped. I would like to ask you some questions about John.
About John? Ah, I heard about it from the girl on staff.
How he suddenly vanished from right in front of you guys. That's just like him.
Does he do that a lot?
I'd say so. During filming breaks, see if you even took your eyes off him for a moment, he'd be gone. Do you have any ideas as to where he might have gone? I don't know, but I ran into him as he was leaving the film lot.
What? Really? Where did John go?
I saw him get in the trailer, but I was checking the equipment and he was gone again. The trailer, huh? Mr. Powers, could you show us the trailer? Sure thing, it's a bit of a mess right now, though. Let's take him up on his offer and examine the inside of the trailer. Okay, so, would this be the trailer over here? Doo-doo-doo-doo. About John's seat. It's over there where the backpack is sitting. Hidden? Something sticking out of the bag. This is a tape? Huh? It's a tape for filming. Why does John have one? Did he film something? This might be a clue. Is there any way to check its contents? We have a monitor that look over the footage that was filmed. We can use that. Now then, let's see what's on the tape. Aha! This is when John was practicing. And now we have our explanation for, okay. So remember earlier today when I was talking about how it obviously wasn't Gordy that she saw at the film lot, and how it was probably just the film crane covered by the waterproof sheet. Well, now we have proof of that, because the reason why it looked like John was talking to the monster is because he was practicing his lines, which, by the way, you don't need to go to the film, you don't need to actually go to the set to practice your lines, you idiot, but he was doing that, which means he was talking to the camera, and if the camera was underneath the waterproof sheet, which looks like Gordy, then it looks like he was talking to the monster. There we go. Now we have the proof we need to prove that Gordy, once again, does not exist. The monster's footprints can be seen as well, so they're supposed to be recorded last night. He does that sometimes. When he's not happy with his performance, he'll sneak onto set to practice by himself. Okay, but he doesn't need to be there to rehearse his lines. Because I was in a lot of plays when I was younger, and I wanted to be as good as I could have been. So I would spend a lot of time, you know, going over my lines and running through choreography, and things like that. But I did it in my own house, because I just did it in my room, with like a professional recording of the show on in the background, so I could like study how the professional actors did it and base my performance and like see what I could do based on that. I didn't need to go to the set itself. I didn't need to go to the theater and use the set to practice my lines there. That's not how that worked. He sure is, though he's young, he's a real pro, he never rests until he's satisfied. Then again, I can't say that I approve of him using the equipment without asking. Yeah, how did he even... John was able to operate the equipment by all by himself. Maybe the kid shouldn't have the key to the whole... Like, maybe he should need an adult to get into the set. Just some food for thought. More or less of it just makes its face filming. Huh? What's wrong? Why isn't John on the screen anymore? Probably because he has to go turn off the camera. Because that's the thing. So, okay, so... Like, so in order to turn on and off the camera, you would need to manually go behind it to turn it off. Because that's the thing. That's another thing we did. When I was super young, my family and I made a lot of home videos. When we had a standard definition camera that we used to make them. The thing is though, someone needs to be behind the camera to turn it on and turn it off. Except because with our camera we had a little remote that we could use, because we didn't want to have to constantly go run back and forth behind the camera to turn it on and turn it off. So we got a little remote that we could use from a distance that we could remotely start recording and stop the recording while we were just doing our thing. And we didn't have to manually stop the recording. I'm guessing this camera doesn't have that, and if it does, I'm guessing Cody doesn't have... I just said Cody. That's that Turnabout Samurai rubbing off on me. I'm guessing John doesn't have access to it. So... He would have to leave the frame in order to go run behind the camera to turn it off. So it makes sense that he wouldn't be on the screen. I think he ran off somewhere just a few seconds before this. Did he go somewhere while the camera was still recording? It would make sense that he would have to. The tape ends here. Yeah, exactly. He runs off screen to go turn off the camera. It looks like that was all that was recorded. No one else was on camera except for John. Okay, good to know. I guess, I examined the trailer already. Or maybe I might have examined this. Did I examine the trailer or the thing next to it? I'm not sure. I'll examine this just in case. Because I might have accidentally examined the stuff next to it. Pieces of equipment have been... Okay, so I didn't. The dialogue, but I thought I might have examined the stuff next to it instead of the trailer itself, but it appears that this dialogue is new. Are you filming today? No, we had to stop filming for today. Since a box disappeared. A box has disappeared. A box? Yeah, there's some equipment in that box. I take my eyes off it for a few seconds and look what happens. Okay, well, what equipment was stolen? Exactly what was stolen? Nothing much, actually. Just the box is missing. Who would steal just a box?
Why would someone steal a box?
They probably wanted the box more than whatever was inside. Did you plan to put something inside the box? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, well, that's all I have. That's the only questions I have for you right now on willpowers. Who else we got? Hey, taxi guy. Let's ask taxi guy to take us somewhere. I feel bad because we ran past this guy every couple seconds today, and we haven't actually asked him to take us anywhere. I feel like he's lonely. Let's give him a ride, or let's inquire him for a ride. Hey, buddy, what's wrong? Your face looks so serious. Have you picked up any passengers here today? Oh, I sure did, but it was only one group. What did they look like? It was a pair of men. They were both wearing black. Could you say they were men in black? Ha! I'll show myself out. Can we get a crossover with Men in Black? Can we get Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones to show up and help us start solving crimes? Did you hoping to see? Here's a picture of him. Nope, just the two guys. Just the two guys, huh? Alright, prediction. The box was stolen and nothing else inside it. Prediction, the two men in black came along, kidnapped Cody. I said Cody again! Kidnapped John, put him in the box, and they're like, hey, we have luggage here. Let's put it in the trunk. They put the box in the trunk, then they got in the back, so the driver thinks there's only two people there. I'm assuming he would have some more information for us. Okay. So I'm guessing that's what happened. But I can't exactly prove it just yet. Anyway, okay, so there's a truck over here. Is there anything interesting going on with this truck?
Hey, John! I guess he's not here.
I don't think it'd be that easy.
This fast looks pretty suspicious to me, but...
It certainly does.
Huh? What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck?
The truck's body is cold to the touch. It seems to have been parked here for a long time. If it was parked out if it was parked outside for a long time, it would be smoking hot. Because I don't know if any of you have ever driven a car and had it parked somewhere and you went inside for extended period of time. But let me tell you, if you leave your car in a parking lot baking in the sun for hours, you come back to it is not gonna be cold at all. It's gonna be piping hot. So yeah, that's not quite how that works, buddy.
You can figure out that by just touching it?
Considering the length of time it's been parked there, the driver must not be nearby. I suppose you won't be able to ask them any questions till they return. Okay, sure, whatever. Did the police officer say anything interesting?
Thank you for your hard work, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
I'm not a prosecutor at the moment, but I'll keep quiet about that for now. Thank you. What are you doing here?
Sir, I'm on guard duty.
Then could you tell me about the calls that have passed through here today?
The only ones that came through here were that taxi and the blue truck.
So, two different vehicles came to this place. This is vital information. Okay, so only a taxi and a blue truck came through the plaza this morning. Good to know. Very good to know indeed. It's already 12:30.
I wonder how Miss Courtney and the others are holding up.
How long will they be able to prolong the trial? They're the only ones that can control it. All they have to do is just sit there. We have all the time in the world. They just sit there and go so anyone have any good campfire stories? And then they gather around the campfire and sing the campfire song. And they can just waste all the time they have because they're the only ones that have control over the trial. We're not exactly on a major time crunch this time.
We gotta hurry and find John.
Indeed. Lotta? Lotta! And Nicole!
You ain't gonna catch a scoop like that. Sorry, Chief. What am I always telling you? We're beasts, scoop-eating animals. It's Scoop and Star. No story, no glow. You gotta get fired up. Yes, sir, as expected of my mentor.
They're here. It's those nosy reporters.
Hey, they came here too. Let's go talk to them.
Good grief, if we must. Okay, well, I mean, we've already spoken to Lotta for God knows how long. So let's talk to Nicole. We haven't talked to Nicole in a while. Not since the first case. I honestly didn't expect to see you again. But, I mean, if Patricia Roll's involved in this case, I get the feeling that this is going to tie up a lot of loose ends throughout the game so far. If it ain't Mr. Edgeworth, so we meet again. Miss Swift, why are you here? Yes, thanks. I remember what happened with Nicole.
For some reason, my questioning was stopped all of a sudden. After a while, they just let me out and told me I could go home scot-free. That's odd. This is the kind of message saying I need to keep on doing my best out there, I reckon. Well, they did give me a pretty stern warning not to reveal anything about the case. In the official statement released to the public about the assassination attempt, Miss Swift was not involved. That must have been the reason why they let her go. But Mr. Edgeworth, attempting to silence the call like this is like trying to plug a leaky dam with your bare hands.
She was quick to say something so harsh.
I quickly put together the full details of everything I knew about the case. I sprinkled in some of my own dramatizations and brought the article into a publisher, but for some reason I haven't gotten any replies yet.
Will they pressure her to keep quiet, or were her dramatizations simply too much? Both are probable, so I'm not sure which is true.
Probably the former.
What information were you trying to collect here at the Grand Tower?
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't get it, do you? If you want to ask a reporter a question, you gotta give her something first.
Do you mean information that can be used in an article?
Bingo! Give me some info that'll make...
Okay, so I have here. If you ain't got something like that, I guess you won't be talking. I also need some information about John. Okay, I have a behind-the-scenes photo of Demon Pumbaa ripoff from the new movie. And in this photo, there's also a picture of a kid. Have you seen this kid at all around today? Miss Swift, I'm sorry, but about this photo.
You ain't gotta say it, I know exactly what's going on.
Him? What do you mean?
You're searching for him, ain't you? That boy.
What?
Things are still pretty tough for you, I see. Miss Miles Edgeworth, the man of crime. Wherever he goes, dead bodies are sure to follow. Or something like that.
That's a terrible reputation to have.
Who would have thought this time there'd be a kidnapping incident?
Wait, you know about the kidnapping?
Shh. Could you keep it down a little? This material is top secret. I ain't even told my mentor about it.
How do you know about it? Also, Lotta's right there. She probably heard you say that. Why do you know? Just Courtney should have only told us.
I ain't telling that to anyone.
We gave you information.
Seems this reporter hasn't learned her lesson. You can give me the sneak eye you want. I still ain't telling.
But we already gave you information.
Do you know something about it? Truth is,
you saw it. Okay, so all right, and the last piece of logic. We need to start connecting everything together. Okay, so she saw the two men in black taking John away. They put John in the stolen box, so they put it in the back of the taxi cab so that the taxi driver wouldn't see them, and then they got away. That's how this all went down. Okay,
that I don't know. They were too far away, so I lost sight of him. Darn it! But at least we know what the criminals look like.
Yes, a pair of men in black. All right, well now it's time to start connecting some logic pieces together. So. God, we have so many pieces of logic. Okay, where do I even begin? So Nicole saw two men in black, and the taxi driver took two men with them. But even though they didn't have a child with them, that doesn't matter because we have evidence that the box was stolen, so he was probably just put inside the box and put into the trunk. We've now collected some testimony regarding the culprits. Miss Swift says she saw two men slip away with John. Furthermore, the taxi driver says he picked up two men in his taxi.
They must be the same guys!
It seems likely, however, there is still a problem. According to the taxi driver, the two men were alone. John wasn't with them. Well, that doesn't really matter because we have proof that the box was stolen.
Yeah, you're right, that is a problem.
Well, not anymore, it's not, because the box was stolen, and that's where John was. What if the kidnapper stole the box?
Ah, you mean they...
Exactly, they took it in order to carry John inside it.
John's a tiny kid after all. Then the reason the taxi driver didn't see John was because
it's likely he was put in the trunk of the kidnapper's luggage.
But why did they need to go through all the trouble of hiding him?
At first, the kidnappers must have intended to abduct him without being seen. However, they didn't anticipate all the policemen in the plaza.
Ah, I see. If they tried to just walk away with him, they would have been spotted.
Just the mere presence of policemen would have been a sizable threat.
I get it. In that case, we gotta ask the taxi driver.
Did the two men you told us about earlier have any luggage with them?
Yeah, they stuffed a huge box into the trunk, and there's the proof we need. And that's that. It goes for those guys were the kidnappers.
Do you remember where you took those men?
Sounds like to me those something seriously gone down here. If you'd like, I could take you to the same place I took them. Let's do it, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, thank you for your help.
No problemo. Just leave it to me.
Okay, investigation complete. Let's go. We are on a mission to rescue John. April 6th, 12:57 p.m. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Ah, that taxi drove way too fast. I don't feel too good. Mr. Stark. Mr. Edgeworth, are you alright? Your face is really pale.
I'm fine. The driver said they came to this house's garage.
This must be where the two men brought the box. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, look at the nameplate on the door.
Nameplate? What? Blaze the Best? Of course. Of course it's Blaze the Best.
So this is the chairman's house?
Does that mean the one who kidnapped John was Blaze the Best? Blaze should have already been arrested, though.
Ah! The garage door was unlocked.
You really do have a good eye for this sort of thing. Okay, well, there's the chest, or the box, or whatever, and there's the giant motorcycle. It smells like motor oil. Maintaining that motorcycle must be Blaze's hobby.
Excuse me, we're coming in. Anybody home?
Doing something like this, it's as if we're a couple of petty thieves.
Shh, be quiet. Right now, we're great thieves. Have some self-awareness.
She scolded me. Nobody's here. For now, it looks like we can get through with this without being arrested.
This isn't the time to be relieved. Now the real deal begins. Let's go look for treasure.
We are looking for John, not treasure. Okay, well, the box is right over here, so that's... I wanted to check the box, not the... Okay, great. These are all mechanics gloves. Mechanics gloves which say death on the... Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a lovely thing to have. Great, yeah, sure. Let's spell death out on the fingertips of the gloves with also blood on the fingertips. Nice. And it appears that you've used them a bit too much since the letters are starting to peel away. You got half an A there, buddy. You only got half an A. These are mechanics gloves. You wear them during vehicle maintenance or when you're working with machinery.
They look really stained with motor oil.
However, they are also horribly stained with dirt. Oh, okay. Prediction right now, the yellow substance on the President Zingface's body is gonna end up being this motor oil. I guarantee it. Could the gloves have gotten the studio just for maintaining the bike?
I don't really like Blaze, but these gloves are pretty cool. You think that we could come up with some reason to take these with us?
When you say it like that, it makes it hard for me to take them as evidence. Okay. So I wanted to check the box, not the gloves, but I pushed down on the D-pad a bit too much. Because it's very sensitive in this. This large box, this must be it. This is probably the box that Mr. Powell said had been stolen.
So John was stashed in this box and then transported all the way here.
Please don't talk about people as if they are objects. However, if that's the case, there's also a possibility that John is still somewhere in his garage.
Okay, let's go look for him. Our honor as the great thief and her assistant depend on it.
Good grief. Okay, there's really nowhere else they could be hidden. I mean, why do you have a sledgehammer on the wall? There's nothing of interest here. I wanted to check the sledgehammer on the wall. There are large tools hanging on the wall, such as a sledgehammer and a shovel.
It's a lot bigger than the gavel Mr. Courtney carries around. If I ever came to judge, I'd want the gavel to be this big.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be. It'd be bigger than the chair and the table combined. Swinging such a huge gavel in court would be intolerable. Please don't.
Aw, then I'll just swing the shovel that's beneath it instead.
That has no business being swung in court or elsewhere. Please don't. Oh. Hidden.
There's someone inside.
Is it John?
John, we're coming to save you. Huh?
This is... Oh! Yo, Sebastian?
What? Why? This is Blaze's house, right? That would mean...
Yes, it should also be Sebastian's house. What? Why? Is he not... Well, hold on, let's check how old he is. Is he not an adult? Like, is he not a grown adult that should be living by himself? Oh, never mind. I thought he was an adult living by himself. I was not aware that he was only 17 years old. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It makes sense for him to be here. It does not make sense for him to be tied up in his own house, though. It should also be Sebastian's house. So then, why is he... Okay, go help him out.
If it has to do with ropes, just leave it to Kay. Here I go. A little pull over here and a quick tug over there. Are you alright, Sebastian?
He looks a little worse for wear. Why were you tied up in a place like this?
How should I know? You guys don't know anything about me.
It's because we don't know. That's why we're asking you.
He's completely shut out of his heart.
Indeed. If it's come to this, I suppose I have no choice but to use that. We're gonna play logic chess again? We're gonna play logic chess twice in the same episode. I thought that was against the rules. Like, that's like trying to play Blue's Clues twice in the same episode. That's not how that works. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that we're gonna be playing logic chess again, but like I said, it's like playing Blue's Clues twice in the episode. It just doesn't work like that.
Ah, you mean?
I hate to do this when he's in such a fragile state. I know it's like kicking a man who's down.
Will it be alright? His mind might break if you corner him too much, you know?
Yes, I'm aware of that. I will try to be careful. Good grief. I wonder how this will turn out. Never, held back against anyone before. Logic chess. Okay. Actually, wait. I think I remember getting a comment a couple of episodes ago saying that there were only 2 logic chess games per case, which means this could be the final logic chess session of the game. Yikes. Okay. I was running out of the meeting room this morning. Why would he be here of all places?
You guys, you know how I feel.
Oh, there are 5? Why are there 5? 5? Okay, I thought 4 was gonna be... As if 4 wasn't bad enough, now we gotta deal with 5. He's going through a lot of shock. He must be on the verge of an emotional meltdown. It can't be helped. At times like this, I must quite listen to what he has to say.
No one tells me anything. I was the only one being left out like an idiot.
I should try to answer his questions as best I can. Considering how fragile he is, I won't have much time to spare. I'll need to ask about his true feelings and try to calm him down. Okay, so be quiet, wait and see, and listen unless he expressly asks me a question. Logic chess. Begin! Again, okay. Tell me what's on your mind. Could you please tell me what's on your mind?
I don't wanna. It's not like you'd listen to me anyways.
Oh, you want to prove? Oh, you want me to listen? Okay. Oh, let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see.
What's wrong? Normally you'd be shouting objection right about now.
Nope. I'm not taking the bait. We're just gonna listen. Just gonna sit back, wait and listen.
You serious? You're really gonna listen to what I have to say?
Don't get used to it, but yes. I can understand the shock you went through after what happened with your father.
It wasn't just Pops. This morning, I lost everything.
Okay, I'm still not gonna do it. We just need to listen. Right now, we need to listen. Unless he expressly asks me something, I need to listen.
Yeah, for everything I have was given to me by Pops. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth. It's what I'm supposed to believe in.
Okay, now I can answer. Believe in yourself. If you can't believe in others, then at least believe in yourself. You'll need to gain experience on your own, but if you require wisdom, I can lend you a hand. I can't believe there are 5 pieces.
Ever since I got locked up, I've been thinking, am I too incapable to be a prosecutor?
It's incapable. Okay, so... Alright, so... What we've learned here is answer questions and correct him when he's wrong. Those are the 2 things we gotta do. I believe incapable is the word you are looking for. Touching your own ability is not an easy task. Sebastian, little by little you are growing. Alright, 1 down. 4 more pieces to go. Oh god, we're gonna be here all day. Sebastian, would you tell me your side of the story?
I understand. What should I talk about?
He seems to have calmed down slightly. I'd like you to tell me everything that you know about the kidnappers. Now then, tell me what you heard and saw. Okay, where do we begin? Why were you tied up in your own home is the most obvious question to ask, so we'll start there.
Why were you tied up in your own home of all places? That's what I like to know. I'm the victim here, how would I know?
Wait and see. We gotta listen. He hasn't asked us anything yet.
I was really scared being locked up alone, you know?
Did your abductors happen to say anything to you?
I don't really get it, but one of them said, don't blame us, blame the owner of this house.
Okay, so blame your father then.
The owner of this house, will that be Blaze the Best? Huh? Pops? I get it! Someone who hates Pops must have taken me hostage.
No, considering the situation, that seems unlikely. The connection between Blaze and the kidnappers. This could be a useful clue. Okay, so I guess now we can ask who kidnapped you, and then we'll tell them that it was Blaze the Best. Do you have any idea who the kidnapper could be?
Of course I don't.
Let me try using that clue. Blaze was Blaze was behind the kidnapping. A kidnapper can easily use his own home to hold someone captive. Sebastian, you were kidnapped by your own father.
What? It can't be. Was he gonna kill me because I was a nuisance?
No, that wasn't gonna happen. That was not, we gotta reassure him that was not gonna happen. Will there be any reason for him to take your life?
I see. Then why was I kidnapped?
Kidnapping his own son. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be out for any ransom money. There must be some other reason why Blaze ordered the kidnapping. So let's see if he knows anything about it. Do you know the kidnapper's objective? Do you know what the kidnapper's objective was?
What are you saying? What else would a kidnapper want besides a ransom?
I don't know. Do you? Let me try using that clue. Yeah, he obviously had another objective, but what was it? Kidnapping his own son in order to demand a ransom wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you notice anything strange when you got kidnapped?
Well, as soon as I answered the question, they just took me away.
What question? Oh, no, what question? What did they ask you? They asked you a question? Tell me what they asked you. Alright, 2 down, 3 to go.
Wow, don't glare at me like that. I think they asked me, do you know Courtney?
They asked you, do you know... Oh, they thought... Wow, that's actually really embarrassing for you, Sebastian. They were trying to kidnap John, and they took one look at you and thought, aha, this must be a child, and just immediately assumed it was that you were John and kidnapped you on the spot. Yikers, that's oof, that's gonna be a yikes for me there, buddy. I see. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall into place. Blaze and the kidnappers did not intend to kidnap you. Their objective was John Marsh. They were planning to kidnap Judge Courtney's son, in order to have Patricia Rowland declared not guilty.
Justine has a son, and Warden Rowland is declared not guilty?
I suspect the kidnappers mistook you for John Marsh.
All of this was just a mistake? Wait, maybe that's why back then.
Wait, what? Did you just remember something?
No, it's nothing.
It's very clearly not nothing.
I'm useless anyway, just leave me alone already.
This is bad. He might be at his emotional limit. I must get him to tell me what he remembered and try to calm him down as well. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. Based on how distressed Sebastian looks right now, he must have been quite traumatic. I'll need to help him get back on his feet. What did you remember? What did you remember just now?
I didn't remember anything.
About Pops? About Blaze? Would that guy happen to be Blaze? Alright.
Darn it! Oh, so this is the difference between me and someone who earned his prosecutor title.
I've been wanting to ask you, why did you become a prosecutor?
What does it matter? I'm not fit to be a prosecutor anyways.
Okay, just let him rant. Just let him rant for a little while.
Say something.
He must have some reason for choosing this path, right? If I were to guess, I'd say it's probably to impress his father.
It's not like that. It wasn't anything special. They became prosecutor for a very insignificant reason.
Just let him say it. Just let him rant for a bit.
It was just a personal reason.
Just like you, I too became a prosecutor for a personal reason.
Huh? Is that true? But you're a really successful prosecutor. I'm sure that Pops...
Yeah, I'm guessing you wanted your father's approval. I see, so you wanted your father's approval.
I thought if I became the best prosecutor, he'd be proud of me. That's why I just wanted to help out Pops as much as I could.
Would you happen to be protecting your father?
What? I don't have any reason to... What? You...
Buddy, you just said you wanted to help him out. What do you mean? Didn't you want to help out your father as much as you could?
Just once. I only wanted to be useful to Pops just this once. That way I could help him regain his repetition.
Wait, he said repetition. No, it means my brain auto-corrected it to reputation, but he said repetition. It's like, my brain automatically filled in the gap, but my eyes were like, wait, you're seeing a different word than what you're saying out loud. You seem to be mixing up your words again. The word you're looking for is reputation. Okay, getting closer. Only 2 more to go.
No one's ever told me that before.
Your father, who has strayed from his path, continues to add to his crimes. Even knowing that, do you truly want things to stay the way they are?
But in that case, what am I supposed to do?
You should triumph over your father, who has treated you like a fool. You must stop Brace before he commits another crime.
I never thought of it that way. I want to triumph over Pops.
Somehow, it seems he has calmed down once again. Now's my chance to ask him about Blaze's secret. I will give Sebastian the courage to stand up to his father. Okay, This is worthless. Where's the evidence of the trial? He probably doesn't know this. Maybe we can get info out of him by asking about the connection between Blaze and Patricia. Was there some connection between your father and Patricia Rowland?
I'm sorry, I don't really know.
Every tiny bit helps. Can you remember anything at all?
I think sometimes they would interact with each other at work.
But they had to have had another connection than that. Is there something else? But is there something else on your mind?
Apparently, Pops is the one who recommended Rowland to be the warden.
Oh?
Probably because, unlike me, Pops actually cares about her.
Okay, so let's just let him talk for a little bit longer.
Well, Pops has known her since she first became chief prosecutor, and after all.
What was he like when he was the chief prosecutor?
Oh, Pops was amazing. He'd look over every single piece of evidence that went through the prosecutor's office.
He looked over every single piece of evidence. This could be a major clue. Alright, so now that we know that, so now he probably gave the evidence to his father, so now we can ask where the evidence was for the trial. It seems that the evidence regarding Patricia Rowland never made it to trial. It is the duty of the prosecutor to watch over the evidence. Did you take care of it properly?
That's not it.
Okay, let's just let him talk.
I thought I would keep it in the safest place I knew. What have I done?
He seems to have become unsettled again. I suppose I should lend him a hand. Did you give the evidence to Blaze? I'm guessing he definitely did that. The place you thought would be the safest, would that have been in Blaze the Best's hands?
Wah! He told me that it would be safer if he took care of the evidence.
I'm sorry, but he has betrayed your trust in the worst way possible.
Pops, why would he want to hide the evidence?
Because he wanted to get Patricia Rowland declared not guilty, yet leave the trial undecided. Blaze's objective was to have Warden Rowland found not guilty by obscuring the truth. Sebastian, you were used by your father. It's possible that Blaze the Best has the evidence with him. Furthermore, we still have no idea where John is. I must return to my investigation post-haste, however.
This is all my fault. What am I gonna do now?
Seeing him like this, I just can't leave him be. He is still suffering in the gap between his ideal and reality. He will never move on until he figures out how to live his own life. Sebastian is about to face his greatest trial. Perhaps this is fate. I shall give him the push forward that he needs. Okay, we're still on topic of his father, so we're gonna stay there. Will you walk the same path as your father? Will you continue to ignore the truth, just like your father?
Please, stop it already. I don't want your...
I think you meant to say pity there, buddy. I believe pity is the word you're looking for.
Oh, really?
I also have my own reasons for wanting to speak with you. There was a time when I, too, did not seek the truth and continued to run away from it. However, thanks to a certain friend, I was able to realize my mistake.
That's nice. You're lucky, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't have anyone like that.
I will show you the way. Shining, shimmering, splendid. If you have the courage to stand up, I will show you the way.
What?
Only if you have the will for it, though.
I don't want to be like Pops.
So he wants to surpass his own father. I understand his feelings clearly now. Okay, so with that in mind, do you still want to be a prosecutor? So you still intend to continue as a prosecutor?
I don't really know. It's not like I became a prosecutor on my own. Because of that, do I even have the right to continue being a prosecutor?
That's something you have to decide for yourself. Whether or not you continue as a prosecutor is something you must decide for yourself.
Ah!
Only you can determine your path in life.
I don't want to stop being a prosecutor, because if I give up now, I know I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life.
So if he wants to continue to live as a prosecutor, I shall keep his will in mind. Sebastian says that he wants to surpass his father and continue to be a prosecutor. In other words, he wants to be a different prosecutor from his father. It's the first answer he's arrived at on his own. I'm sure if he has the will, he'll find his way. Okay, so now with all these other questions asked, what are you going to do with your life now? What do you plan to do from here on?
First, I'm returning this red jacket. I'm not fit to wear it. Clothes...
No, clothes make the man. It's not fake. The saying is that clothes make the man. You are what you wear.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've learned something new yet again.
Yes, all you have to do now is become a prosecutor who is fit to wear that jacket.
Yeah, I'll do my best. That way, no one will ever make fun of me again.
Okay, so he's on a rant. We'll just let it go a little bit on longer.
But how can I get people to accept me? What do I do?
For goodness sake, don't you remember your own words? Perhaps his own will will show him the way. You don't want to be like your father. We already established this. As a prosecutor, didn't you want to walk a different path from your father? Certainly the path you have chosen is not an easy one. Nevertheless, you still chose to live as a prosecutor. In that case, it should be clear that what you need to do. Okay, lot of just against Justine, Courtney, and Sebastian the best, defeated in the same episode. It's like playing 2 games of Blue's Clues in 1 episode. I still question how I live my life to this day, but you, Sebastian, have found your own answer. So believe in yourself, Prosecutor the best! He was mistaken for John, and kidnapped by Blaze's underlings, and after his father stole his evidence, he lost his confidence as a prosecutor. The emotions he is going through must be more painful than anything I can imagine. It's taken longer than I thought, but with that, it's checkmate. And that might be our final logic chess of the game. And wow, that was freaking insane. My brain is going maximum capacity right now. And that wasn't even like trying to corner him or anything. That was just like having a therapy session, trying to like help him through his emotions. That was yikers.
Darn it! He dashed out of here at full speed.
It seems that if there's one thing he's the best at, it's running away. This case has so much to it. Like, it's bringing in ties from every single case up until this point, and this is still the beginning. This is just the beginning of the case, and so far, like, we've had, this case is insane so far. Okay, April 6, 1:15 p.m. outside Grand Tower Plaza. Curses, we're running out of time. We should check in with Mr. Shields. I'd also like to know what the situation is like on their end.
But Mr. the Best ran off again.
We'll just give them the new information we discovered.
I wonder if that's going to be good enough.
It can't be helped. Since he ran away, there's nothing more we can do.
I guess I'll just say it again. If there's no murder weapon, you can't prove the defendant is guilty. Just because we don't have the murder weapon doesn't mean the defendant is innocent. It seems you wish to taste the sting of my whip. Yeah.
Mr. Attorney, this trial, how much longer will it take? Because it feels like it hasn't gone anywhere at all for a good while now.
Well, sorry, but that stubborn prosecutor over there just doesn't seem to understand.
Until I am satisfied. This whip will lash out at you as many times as I see fit.
By now, she's probably whipped me once for every year I've been alive.
Which would be how many times? That would be 36. Yikers. Okay.
What's taking you so long? Even though we were just stalling for time, Uncle Ray can't keep this up much longer. Whoops, excuse me. Phone call. Mind if I take this?
I will allow it. Mr. Shields.
Oh, Miles, it's you. How's it going over there?
We found Sebastian.
Oh, and the knife and chisel?
It seems he handed the evidence over to Blaze the Best. It's very likely that Blaze knows the whereabouts of the murder weapon.
Ex-Chairman the Best? But why would Blaze?
That I don't know yet. However, there may be some hidden connection between Patricia Rowland and Blaze.
Gotcha, in that case I'll issue a subpoena for Blaze the Best right away. I'll grill him personally. I will continue to search for the missing evidence and for John as well. Try to hurry it up, would you? We're at our wits' end over here. Feels like the verdict could be handed down at any moment. Understood. How much longer can Judge Courtney's heart hold out? I know she's in a lot of pain. I've got to hurry.
So, how's the trial going?
Blaze will be taken to stand. I don't know how things will turn out, though.
He'll do anything from hiding evidence to kidnapping. He really is nothing but trouble.
I agree. We should probably take another look at the evidence concerning him.
Okay, leave it to me. First, here's all these evidence fresh in the scene.
They were the gloves from earlier, although I am certainly curious about them. Anything else?
The case files from the IS-7 incident. And I recall Blaze is also involved in this, right?
Indeed. He was involved in destroying the evidence. For now, let's keep this on hand. Okay. Now then, is there anything else?
Of course. Last one, at least we got this.
This is the Gravas's badge. Okay. I'm talking about things related to Blaze. Please be serious.
But aren't you always going around presenting random evidence to you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ugh. No. Well, that's... Oh, hey, Sebastian. And goodbye, Sebastian. He ignored us. He came out of the Grand Tower. What was he doing in there?
Let's investigate what Mr. DeBest is up to.
Yes, let us go. Him? The hatch is open.
It might be Mr. DeBest who opened it.
Did Sebastian come in here?
Mr. Edgeworth, over there. The safe's open.
Did he come here to open that? Let's examine it thoroughly. I'd be willing to bet he probably did open the safe, so let's... Can I turn around? Turn around. There we go.
There's something inside the safe.
That's Knightley's chessboard. And that's also probably Knightley's ring that he was wearing when we found his body. There were some documents in here.
There's a bunch of papers and there's a photo here too.
This is a picture of...
Huh? That's Mr. Knightley. Why is this picture here? And what are all these papers for?
I don't know. I'm all but certain there is a connection between Knightley and Dojin. Dojin's chess partner, whose identity remained unknown until now, was actually Knightley all along. That's proof enough. Tomorrow I shall interrogate him in the warden's office. I'll get him to confess that he's one of Dojin's henchmen. That thing he laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. Someone must retrieve it. This seems to be a report about Knightley.
Not to mention, it was apparently written before Knightley was killed.
Horse Knightley was murdered while he was being interrogated in the warden's office. Judging from the contents, this document was probably written by Patricia Rowland.
I knew it!
The question, however, is who the report was addressed to.
Ah! The owner of the safe is...
The conductor, Blaze DeBest.
So this proves that Miss Rowland and Blaze are connected.
Indeed, however, it's not just the two of them.
Huh?
Blaze DeBest and Patricia Rowland was searching for Dojin's henchmen.
Sir Dojin, that dog-loving assassin.
This means that there is a hidden connection between the three of them.
I wonder what it could be.
I don't know, but it must be related to this case. I'm telling you, man, this case is just trying to bring everything into at once, and I don't know if my brain's gonna be able to handle this.
Ah! There's still other stuff in here that I remember seeing.
There's something on his finger.
Let's have a closer look. Oh, it looks like an expensive ring.
Obscurate.
Well, I didn't do anything yet.
It's Horse Knightley's. The chessboard and the ring. All of his possessions are inside the safe.
So basically all the stuff is evidence from the prison case.
Correct.
Then the knife and chisel that were vanished might be in here too. Let's see. Mr. Knife, Mr. Chisel. They're not in there. I guess it's all just Mr. Knightley's stuff.
I see. That's too bad. Horse Knightley is dead. However, the game is not over yet. Unless I can see it through to its end. Okay. I guess you want me to head back out now. Okay, fine. Back up the ladder we go. Who? Shelly the Killer! There is also ice cream if that is what you prefer. You! Shelly the Killer! It's good to see you are well, Mr. Edgeworth.
What are you doing in a place like this?
As you can see, I am selling cotton candy. Oh, what are you now, a simple cotton candy salesman? You know, I never liked cotton candy. I gotta be honest, I don't get the appeal of it. I Forget 45 loves cotton candy. Like every time we go to a theme park, it's just that's the first thing she always gets. It's like a tradition for her. Like she just gets it every single time, and I just don't get it. I tried it one time, and it felt like it tastes like I was eating a cloud. It's like, a sticky cloud too, and it's like, why do people enjoy this? I don't get it. Like I get everyone's taste is different, but like, I just don't get it. I gotta be honest, man. Would you care for some heavenly cotton candy? No, I would not. Even sweeter than death. One bite will send you straight to heaven. That's definitely not something that I want to buy from the killer. The meaning of my message, have you understood it? Want to think about there being a mastermind behind this whole thing? Have you been spying on us the whole time? Spying?
Heavens no, I was simply watching over you, while disguised as a cotton candy salesman. Isn't that the exact same thing? What is this man's objective? Were you the one who murdered the president? No, the contract with my client has already expired. President Wang is a bit of a celebrity in the world of assassins, you see. Over the years, many attempts on his life were made, and yet he stubbornly lives on. He's a robust man surrounded by flawless security. He even employs body doubles. Robust? That president? Rotund seems a bit more apt. However, it seems this time the president's security wasn't exactly flawless.
Mr. Rook had only just prevented your priest's assassination, but this time...
I did not kill him. It is not my principle to kill needlessly. I am also grateful to Rook, a worthy adversary who was connected to me by fate. Thanks to that man, I did not kill a target who had no value to be killed. Thanks to Rook preventing the assassination? What does he mean? My client deliberately gave me a false target. It was a betrayal most foul. I am now searching for my client. In all likelihood, it is the same person you are looking for. Is he saying that his client murdered the president? Just who is this person you are referring to? I myself am not allowed to say. It would be a violation of the rules. I cannot disclose the identity of my clients, for to do so would create a problem of trust with my other clients. This is precisely why I am personally searching for them myself.
What are you going to do when you find your client?
Of course, there shall be rewarded with the punishment most befitting of a traitor.
What? That person? What happened to him?
I will leave that up to your imagination. It certainly won't be anything pleasant. Oh yes, I will tell you just one more thing. 3 days ago, Sir Indulgent escaped me. What?
Well, that's kind of important information.
What? Three nights passed, Indulgent's solitary soul was found vacant.
Well, that's not good.
It was almost as if he knew I would come pay him a visit. He visited Dojin's cell. Could it be that the person the killer is searching for is... Well then, if you'll excuse me, I must get going.
What, you're just gonna drop that and leave? That's... great. Now, on top of everything else we gotta deal with, there's an assassin on the loose. Wonderful. Fantastic. I'm sure that's not gonna cause any problems for us later. So, Dekido and Dojin, these two assassins. The sound is, it's probably, Courtney's cell phone. Mr. Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing. Could it be John? I can't give him the killer's voice, Mr. Edgeworth, how are you doing? It sounds like they're using a voice changer. Who is this? Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red hood. The red hood? Are you the person who ambushed Kay? Brilliant deduction. I'd expect no less from a prodigy prosecutor such as yourself. Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen in on this too. Very well, I'll put it on speaker. Well, by the way, that's the other thing I haven't mentioned until this point. If there's a camera that's watching the elevator all throughout the, all hours of the day, why have we not figured out who the person in the red hood is yet? Like, shouldn't we be able to see them coming up the elevator on the camera? Well, I must say I didn't expect this girl to get amnesia. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? But that's not all, you see. Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Joe Crane. What? This must be the person Dekido spoke of. The mastermind. I really should thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You have no reason to thank me. Oh, you haven't noticed? My, that's troublesome, you know. I wanted you to catch Blaze for me, so I took dear little Kay. What? If Kay was suspected, I knew you would investigate the case, and I was sure that the great Miles Edgeworth would be able to catch Blaze. It was all according to my plan. And you know, I get the feeling you have the wrong idea, so let me clear something up. Blaze the Best wasn't the one who kidnapped Miss Courtney's son. What do you know about the kidnapping? You and Miss Courtney are really quite alike, you know? She even came to visit you in the detention cell. What? How do you know that? No, actually, how do you know that? Okay, not only was there no one else in the room with us at that time, but she didn't even visit under her own name. She visited under the guise of Gumshoe coming to visit me. So that's like doubly how do you know that? Just Courtney was, yeah, exactly. I bet you're wondering how I knew about the kidnapping. Well, I'm more concerned with how you knew about Judge Courtney's visit. It's quite simple, really. It's because darling little John is in my... Yeah, I assumed as much. What? Huh? You seem surprised. We knew that the kidnapping at Blaze's house didn't involve John, so obviously whoever it wasn't Blaze, and it had to have been the person who was on the other end of this line, so I'm not surprised at all.
If only I could see the look on your faces. Quickly, little K, you have to hurry and steal him back. You wouldn't want to tarnish the Yatagara's name on your first job. What? How do you know this? How do you know any of this?
You even know it's my first job?
Why does this person know everything in so much detail? So, I had a flash in my brain that maybe it was Judge Courtney, and then I immediately struck that down because obviously there's no reason for Judge Courtney to kidnap her own son. But the reason I thought that out loud the reason I thought that is because she was the only person who was present in both situations, who would have both known that Courtney visited and also that Kay got her first job. But obviously that's not the case, so she wouldn't have kidnapped her own son. So the next question is, why does this person know everything? Well, I suppose I can't blame you for your mistake. It seems Blaze is after John as well. Like, the thing is, he has to... No, because he can't. I was gonna say he must have someone spying on us. But I realized that can't be the case, because he just said that he wishes he could have seen our faces. So obviously he doesn't have someone physically watching us. So maybe he planted a listening device on us. But, like, when would he be able to do that? Because the only two ways he could possibly know all this stuff is if he either physically saw it happen, or either he had someone spying on us physically, or he planted a listening device on us somewhere to listen to our conversations. But the problem with that is that there's no way he would have had an opportunity to... Wait! Oh my god, that is genius! Okay, so, when we were in the detention center, we only had one piece of evidence on us. The only thing we had in our inventory was the Yatagarasu's badge. And Kay is currently wearing the Yatagarasu's badge. And the reason we have this badge is because Kay gave it to us. So, the person in the red raincoat would have had an opportunity to mess with the badge because when they kidnapped Kay and brought her up to the roof, they would have had an opportunity to mess with that badge because she had it on her. So if there's any kind of listening device, it's got to be on the back, or it's got to be in this badge somewhere. Probably in the back. Can we check the back right now? No, we can't. We can examine it, but we can't examine the back. Okay. I guarantee that's what it is. That's the only thing that makes sense, because it's the only thing that the mastermind, I'm gonna call him the mastermind, would have been able to get his hands on. So there were two kidnappings. He's such a fool, you know? Kidnapping his own son instead. Is John there with you? You see, I'm afraid I can't do that. You see, he's asleep right now. In that case, there's no way for us to know if you really kidnapped John or not. I suppose if you don't have to believe me if you don't want to. What is your objective? Is it to get producer not guilty? A not guilty verdict? I couldn't care less about that. So his objective is different from Blaze's. I think I'll keep my objective a secret for now. Well then, I must be going. I hope you enjoy yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't think you can get away with this. Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice, but I highly doubt that. Oh? Did a TNT barrel just get set off? Ugh. So either a TNT barrel just got set off, or there's some kind of celebration happening in town that involves fireworks. And either of those things should be easy to check, right? Because if it's fireworks, we just check, hey, are there any celebrations happening? And if it was a TNT barrel, we just check the news and say, hey, did any kind of explosion has happened in town? So we should be able to find him now. Hey, what was that? I don't know, we don't have enough information. Wait, I mean, we have the explosion. Does he know everything about us? Know everything about us? Okay, you're right, think about it. How does the culprit know so much about us? It's so weird! We must figure out how the culprit was able to obtain that information. I must recall, what exactly does that person know? He knew about the conversation in the detention center, and he knew about Kay's first job. And the way he knows all this is probably through the listening device, because if he had someone spying on us, then yeah, he wouldn't have said, if only I could see the look on your faces. That's it. By analyzing our conversation with the culprit, I figured it out, Kay. What, really? I'm not likely this person probably has planted a bug on us. I believe it's highly likely that we have been bugged. Bugged? If you recall what that person said. Yeah, we know what he said. If they couldn't see our faces, that means that they weren't taking our pictures or following us. Then they must have planted a bug somewhere. Could it be my stuff? Was there anything they could have had a chance to bug? There must be a hint somewhere in the conversation just now. That's right. The conversation between Judge Courtney and myself in the visitor's room. Judge Courtney. The only evidence I had with me at the time was where was the bug planted and the Yatagarasu's badge. Okay, may I see your badge?
My Yatagarasu's badge? No way!
Why not?
Mr. Edgeworth, just because you became a Great Thief's assistant doesn't mean you're ready to wear this badge yet.
That's not it.
What in my badge?
Let's take a closer look. Alright, so I'm guessing it's probably in the back, because being put it on the front would be too obvious. Is it hidden inside the clip? Oh! Or there's an entire secret hidden patch inside the badge. It seems I was right. Okay, didn't see that one coming. But that's a really clever twist. How'd you know? The person had been in contact with you. I mean, when I was starting the contest, that's why I thought one of your positions might have been bugged. However, the person only also overheard my conversation with Judge Courtney, even though that conversation took place in the visitors room with just the two of us. Ah, so you were holding on to it at that time. Exactly. All the other evidence had been taken away from me. Only the Yanagrasu's badge remained. So this group's been listening in on us the whole time? Indeed, that must be how they knew all the information we collected. Does that mean they're also listening on this conversation? Most likely. Hey, Buster! Hey! Eavesdropping is for cowards! Why don't you come out here and fight us fair and square? What was that? Hidden? What was that sound just now? Nicole? Ow! Huh? That's Nicole! Honestly, you scared the bejesus out of me. Your voice was so loud there, little missy. I was so surprised I done fell flat on my behind. I'm sorry. What are you getting so riled up for? You gotta hear this, it really grinds my gears. Yes, yes. Okay, please just leave it at that. Unless you want to make tomorrow's morning headlines. Ah, that was close. Oh shucks, don't be such a stick in the mud. What's wrong with letting a gal open her heart and spill the beans? Excuse me. Well, now I'll turn the bug off. So, did you find the kidnappers? Miss Swift, was the boy you saw being kidnapped this boy in the photo? No, they ain't nothing like you. Lying to us? Why did you tell us then? Why did you... Nicole... I thought so. Yet again, we were led astray by this woman's testimony. We will have to conduct our investigation all over again. Well, that's nice. So, we're back where we started. Are there any new leads? There's only 20 minutes left until 2 o'clock. Will we be able to make it in time? I don't know. Mr. Edgeworth, about that phone call just now. Wasn't there a strange sound at the end of it? A strange sound? Yeah, that was an explosion. Or either an explosion or a firework. Don't think you can get away with this? Then, yeah, we know what happened. Now that you mention it, it sounded like an explosion. I mean, a firework would also be an explosion, but like I'm referring to more like a TNT barrel or something explosion, as opposed to a firework explosion. It's either one of those two things. It might be a hint to establish the culprit's whereabouts. I see a sound of explosion, huh? I would appreciate it if you would stop eavesdropping on us. Mr. Prosecutor, you're as stingy as ever. First, let's see what she has to say. Begin investigation. Okay, Nicole, what do you have to say to us? All my hard work's helped move the case forward. I reckon. No, it hasn't. I mean, you helped us find Sebastian, sure, but we were trying to find Jacob. I just said Jacob. Sorry, I got defending Jacob on the brain, because I've recently watched the series, which, by the way, if you have Apple TV, phenomenal series. The book's better, but still a phenomenal series. I would recommend reading the book over watching the show, but if you're only gonna do, like, if you don't want to read the book, then still watch the show, it's phenomenal. So I've recently watched it after finishing it back in May. Great show, great book. That's why I said Jacob. Anyway, all my hard work's helped move the case forward. Yeah, but we were trying to find John, and you completely led us astray with talking about Sebastian. I'm not so sure about that. Indeed, it seems she did not properly examine the photo earlier. What now? Was my info really all up? Yes! It was horrendous! No, some of the blame also falls on us for relying on such a dubious information source. It's time for us to regroup and start over. Could you hold on a sec? If you think I'm staying quiet after being called a dubious source, you got another thing coming. Fine then, guess I'll just have to tell you about the scoop I've been saving. You've been saving a scoop? Although I'm not expecting much, let's hear it. What is this scoop of yours? It's Mozilla! I have decisive evidence that mighty Mozilla exists. Oh boy. First, we have evidence that Gordy exists, but we have evidence to debunk that. Now we got evidence that Mozilla exists. How quickly are we gonna be able to debunk this one? Okay, let's go, Kay. Just, here's that we're talking about a monster. Yep, alright, time to go, okay, bye! No, the bombing is serious. Y'all might believe it, but it's true. No, it's not. We don't have much time, but I guess there's no other way. Would this decisive evidence of yours be something you've recorded on a tape recorder? That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. You're good at figuring things out, aren't you? It's the sound of Mozilla spewing out fire. This place nearly became a sea of flames spitting out fire. What? If you say so. Don't make that face. If you think I'm lying, then have a listen for yourself. Ready? Here comes the flame. Okay. So, 3 possibilities. 1, the animatronic monster that we don't know exists but probably still does might breathe fire for practical effects. 2, the heater might have caught on fire and given that sound effect. 3, Someone might have brought a flamethrower to set. I don't know. It's not a monster, for God's sake.
It's hard to tell over your shouting, but if you say so, I guess it could be flames.
Miss Swift, did you truly witness these so-called flames?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't really see it.
Then how can you know for sure? It could be anything.
On account of I wasn't actually there at the time.
You should have had up here. Wouldn't you have noticed no matter where you were?
Well, I was a ways off and was using a slightly unusual.
What is your unusual recording method exactly?
I guess this dug my own grave.
Okay, what's your recording method?
Truth is, I was aiming for a scoop, so I did me some wireless wiretapping. Wait a minute, wireless wiretapping? If there's no wires, how'd you tap them?
Okay, please don't continue some of the semantics. She was simply intercepting wireless communications and listening in without permission.
I've been spending the last few days scoping out the Grand Tower with my mentor.
So you were investigating the black market auctions. In that case, you naturally would have tapped the immediate area surrounding the Grand Tower.
You betcha, but finding Mozilla appears that my heart is pounding, I'm feeling drawn near. Still, everything except the sound is just her own personal impressions, right?
In the end, it seems that you didn't actually see anything.
Well, I reckon writing's more my thing. Anyways, as I continued tuning into the situation, the little Miss K over there almost shatters my eardrums. Eavesdropping is for cowards! Why don't you come out here and fight us fair and square?
I see, Miss Swift. While you were eavesdropping, you were surprised by Kay's words and fell over. In other words, you did not hear her voice directly. You heard it via the radio waves emitted by the bug, did you not?
What? Then does that mean
No, she wasn't the one who planted the bug.
I was just eavesdropping? I never stooped to bugging nobody.
Miss Swift, do you mind if we borrow that tape for a while?
Do what you please already.
Okay. Great. What? Why do you keep showing up? Nobody wants you here. I don't care about you. We proved you innocent in the prison turnabout. Time to go. Time to leave. You've overstayed your welcome, Simon and Regina. Go back to the circus. Go back to the circus. Mr. Keys, Miss Berry. Great. Now the monkey's masterminding Simon Keys with that stupid Ratatouille hair trick thing.
Did you find him? Not yet. Just where could John be? John? No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
They don't know anything about the kidnapping. Regarding Sebastian, we found him not too long ago.
Really? That's great. Thank you so much. Now I won't be arrested again.
Okay, well, first things first, I need to go talk to these two idiots and figure out what the hell you're doing here.
As expected, Mr. Edgeworth, how'd you find him? Naturally, it was all thanks to his powers of logic and reasoning.
Actually, it was just a coincidence. Okay, well, let's have a chat.
I guess you weren't any help at all.
No, you really weren't. You really were no help to me whatsoever.
Don't be silly. Of course you helped. Really, thanks a lot.
Really? Name one thing they did. Name one thing they did to help us out.
Where are you guys searching, Simon? It was a bit far out, but we searched around. Yes, the Sunshine Coliseum. A place full of happy, fun time memories, and definitely not a place where we played that stupid appellate justice game.
So you're at the Sunshine Coliseum, huh? It's the map, it's the map, it's the map! Okay, Sunset Avenue, Twilight Station, Dawning Street, Grand Tower, Prime Hall, Desk Waste Management, Sunshine Coliseum, Dawn Waste Center, so there's two waste centers here. By the Sunshine Harbor, Super Mario Sunshine Harbor, and Earl Bright City Hall. Sunshine Coliseum, so they were by the shore. Okay.
There were a lot of people at the event there.
Alright, let me guess. There were fireworks there, because it was a celebration.
An event? Sounds like fun.
Guarantee you.
It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of...
Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. So, there were fireworks at the Sunshine Coliseum. Alright, this might be a good time for me to address the elephant in the room, or rather the monkey in the room. So, something that's been in the back of my head for a while now is why Simon is here all of a sudden. And because I for those of you who may not remember, I got a comment back in the prison turnabout talking about saying, "What? How did you predict the final twist of the game in the second case? Whoa!" And I was just like, "Okay, that means nothing to me," because like some people were worried that it was gonna spoil the game for me. I wasn't so concerned with it because it's like, whatever. The freaking like the okay, words. I apologize. Words are hard. I said so many things in that episode that it could have literally been anything. I could have been me talking about how Ray was gonna betray us at the end. It could have been any of the other millions of things that I predicted in that episode. But something that flicked in my mind for like half a second the second that Simon appeared on screen was like, didn't I say something in that case about how Simon was untrustworthy because he was a member of the Very Big Circus? So I thought about that, and that's been lingering in the back of my head for a while now, because it's like, why is he here? Like, why is Simon and Regina, of all people, suddenly back in action? And that combined with the monkey, like, pulling the strings on top of his hair, could be a metaphor for, like, or symbolizing how Simon's pulling strings the whole time. And so I thought, I wonder if he's gonna be the mastermind. But now that he's told me that, because, like, my instinct just now is to say, okay, so it's definitely Simon then, right? Because Simon was at the park, or at the Sunshine Coliseum or whatever, and he was by the fireworks, so it could be him. But then what I just also learned now is that they said we were there. So that means that both him and Regina were there. And for as agonizingly ignorant as Regina is, and as incompetent as she is, like, let's be clear, she definitely deserved to be indicted for involuntary manslaughter in the Turnabout Top case. I don't think she has the brains or the will to be a co-conspirator in a mastermind plot for this game. So, with that in mind, I don't think, like, if she was there with Simon, I don't think, she would have been like, Simon, what are you doing? Why are you pretending to be the mastermind? What are you doing, you silly Billy? I don't think he would have been able to get away with it if she was there too. So I would have suspected that it might have been him. But the fact that Regina was there as well makes me throw that idea out the window entirely. So which still leaves which means that something else I said in that video is still going to be the spoiler. So it could be that Ray betrays the at the end of the game, which would suck a lot, but still a possibility, I guess. Anyway, to bring it back to what we were talking about before. He was there, he heard fireworks, which means that the kidnapper was definitely there at the Coliseum. And so, yeah, that's...
Seemed like I went out by all the people in the crowd pretty quickly, though. You didn't have to tell them that. It's settled. Once we go wrap this case, let's all go there.
Okay, so now we can connect the logic to the sound of an explosion.
At any rate, I'm glad you were able to find him so quickly.
Why is that?
The truth is, our circus show is about to start soon, so I don't think we would have been able to help out with the search much longer.
You weren't helping out at all! You were doing nothing! Sorry to burden you with this when you also needed to prepare for your performance.
No, it's okay. Please don't worry about it. After all, I also didn't want to get arrested again. I'm so relieved you were able to find him, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, but the warden still hasn't been declared guilty yet. What? So you're saying there's still a chance I might be arrested? No, wait.
Okay, please don't tease him. Alright, great, goodbye. I have logic to connect together, friend. Okay, so, we heard the sound of an explosion, and there were fireworks at the Coliseum. I think we know where the kidnapper was. Mr. Keys, didn't you say that there were fireworks at the Coliseum earlier?
Huh? Well, what about them?
Were those fireworks set off during the day?
Yeah, even just while we were there, a bunch of them were set off. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
That explosion sound we heard at the end of the kidnapper's phone call could very well have been the fireworks.
Ah!
Don't think you can get away with... Oh wait, we already heard this, yeah. For the sound to have been picked up by the phone, it must have been fairly loud.
So that means the culprit was near the Coliseum. Even so, I bet the fireworks could be heard in lots of places around the Coliseum.
Indeed, it would be impossible for us to search the entire area by ourselves. If only we could have the police lend us a hand. Well, is there any policemen nearby that we could...
Gumshoe! No, come back! Yanni, why are you running away?
Detective Gumshoe. When Mr. Edgeworth gave up his prosecutor's badge, I just didn't know what to do. Detective Gumshoe! Oh, sorry, Detective Gumshoe, don't follow me. And then I began to think, if Mr. Edgeworth isn't a prosecutor anymore, does that mean I'm no longer a detective? Oh, Gumshoe, no. But that's not true. Even without Mr. Edgeworth, I'm still a detective, and investigating is my job. Detectives don't investigate just for the sake of the prosecutors, pal. That's why, even if I'm on my own, I won't stop investigating.
So, you've been investigating by yourself?
Then perhaps, at that time...
You should thank your former subordinate. He gave me some valuable information which may save Kay Faraday.
Detective Gumshoe did. So, Jill Crane's autopsy report.
Oh, that's what I heard.
When you get to where I am, you can just create your own truths anytime you want. Kay Faraday is the culprit. I was the truth I simply manufactured out of thin air. Ugh. Good, very good. I faced the expression.
You heard that conversation? That's right, and that's why I looked over there once again myself, sir.
Gummy, that's amazing! So you're the one who saved me.
Can't really glad you got your memories back.
Thank you.
Do you get it now? I can investigate on my own.
Just like Steve from the Blue's Clues movie, he figured out how to find clues by himself.
Gummy, don't run away! You've already proven that you can investigate on your own! After all, you saved me!
Detective, I need your help. Currently, I'm not a prosecutor, nor am I much of anything else. Even so, I will pursue this case. I ask you not as a prosecutor, but as a friend. Detective Gumshoe, will you help us?
Please, cut it out, sir.
Gummy!
Okay, I get it, pal. I can't bear to see Mr. Edgeworth bowing his head at me like this.
Gummy!
Thank you, Detective.
What do you want me to do, sir?
Yeah, Gumshoe's back! Detective Gumshoe, please tell me what you found in your investigation so far.
Roger, leave it to me, sir. I have 3 things to report. First up, it's about Kay's close up sense of the crime lab. Traces of an extremely powerful sleeping drug called
Sleepy ZZZ, huh? So that means after Kay was drugged at Gourd Lake, she was brought to the roof of the Grand Tower. Which again, I don't know how she got up there without the cameras catching who her kidnapper was, but okay.
Fortunately, the security camera at the Grand Tower's elevator.
The footage that captured President Huang and Judge Courtney going into the roof. The elevator is generally the only way to get to the rooftop. If the elevator was used, the person who used it would be caught on camera.
Exactly. In other words, if you look over the footage from a couple days ago, you should be able to see her in the conscious Kay being carried up to the roof.
And Gummy, does that mean you...
I checked all the... Okay,
I see, and the results?
well, actually, nothing came up, sir. Can never show
How was that possible? That was unexpected. I guess it won't be so easy.
How is Kay brought
up to the roof of the tower? I should take a moment to carefully consider the possibilities. I got it. So, here's the solution. Here's my 200 IQ galaxy brain solution. So, what happened is, she did an Up, right? Have you seen the movie Up? So here's what she did. She went to the balloon cart, and she got a bunch of balloons, and she tied them around herself, and she floated up into the sky. Except, I don't know how she would get down. Yeah, that wouldn't really work. I mean, this is a joke explanation anyway. Because obviously, she's not gonna float up the top. She's not gonna do an Up and float up on top of the 51-story building with balloons. And even if she did, she wouldn't be able to get, like, to loosen the balloons, but... It was a funny explanation, okay? Well, then let's hear your third and final report.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, the most important thing to report. I'm so happy to be able to ask you again to search with Gumshoe. I'm gonna give it my all to arrest the culprit. That's all, sir.
I apologize for putting you through so much, Detective, however, that was your most important report. Of course it was. I would have preferred something. Oh, come on, Edgeworth.
That merciless attitude. That's Mr. Edgeworth, I know, sir.
Yeah, Gumshoe. A young boy has been kidnapped. I want you to help us search for him.
A kidnapping, sir?
The victim is a boy by the name of John Marsh.
That kid with the horns.
Yes, do you know about him?
I saw that boy myself, sir.
Was that this morning?
That's right. He came out of the trailer over there, and then he walked towards the garbage pickup area.
The garbage pickup area?
It's right over there, pal. That's where all the trash from the Grand Tower's office is collected. I don't know what happened after that. Since I left the place around then.
It seems we must investigate the garbage pickup area. Okay. Well, let's head over there then. Okay, so you want me to go in here?
Gummy and John headed toward the garbage pickup area.
Indeed, but there might be some traces of him left behind. Yep, well, okay, well, 2 things. One, there's this milk carton on the ground. This milk carton is...
It's one John was drinking out of.
There's no mistake, something must have happened to John here. And then the other thing... no, I didn't want to back out. No, I didn't want to back out. It says garbage pickup at 11, right? So... Alright, new theory. If the garbage pickup at 11, and this is the last place he was seen, and we only saw 2 cars come through here, then I'm guessing that he was picked up with the garbage, and he was taken. That's where he is. He's at the dump. He's at the, because there were 2 dumps. There was the desk waste one over on the left, and then there was the other one.
by the Coliseum. There's two dumps on the map that we saw, and there's one on the right next to the Coliseum. That's where he is, because he was probably hiding in one of the barrels here. And then he was picked up on the garbage truck and taken away and placed there. And if there was only 2 cars that came through here, then that means the blue truck out there is the garbage that took him away. The garbage pickup time is 11 a.m., so that's why it's been trashed. We looked here earlier, the place is overflowing with garbage, sir. Yeah, he probably hid in that big box out in front.
Looks like today's the day when bulk waste is collected during the garbage pickup.
There really were a lot of bulky items here placed here, pal.
The garbage truck's compacted can crush any kind of garbage to dust.
No, it seems in the case of bulk waste, it is transported as is without being crushed. Huh. What do you know about how bulk waste is disposed of, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ah! Maybe Mr. Shields, in order to accomplish Mr. Edgeworth's acquisition plan, said them something like a moving process instructional brochure.
There are times when you are so sharp it's scary, although there are few and far between. Combined with the detective's Gumshoe's testimony, the chances are high that John's detective the garbage. Okay, yeah, so. And then we connect that logic with the one about the only cars that came through here. It would be natural to think that he came here to throw something away.
There's no way of knowing since the garbage truck has already collected everything.
So if we know for sure that oh wait, no, I want to go back here. If we know for sure that there's I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. That we know for sure that he was picked up here, which means he must have been taken by a garbage truck, and since there were only 2 cars that came through here, we know that the blue truck, no, not the Coliseum, that the blue truck must have been a garbage truck. Which means he's probably at the dump, and there's 2 dumps on that map, one over the left-hand side by Sunset Avenue or whatever, and then the other one is over on the right-hand side by the Sunshine Harbor and the Sunshine Coliseum. That's gonna be where he is. The only vehicles that came through the plaza this morning were the taxi and a blue truck.
And Mr. Dust was kidnapped in that taxi.
Yes, meanwhile John was attacked in the garbage pickup area, and the garbage was collected from there at 11 a.m. Ah, I got it, sir. The blue truck was actually... That's right. The blue truck that came through the plaza was a garbage truck. However, be that as it may, the officer who gave us this information made no mention that the blue truck was a garbage truck.
Talk about careless.
That's not okay. Today was the day for the collection of bulk waste. Suspect it was a standard truck without a trash compactor that came out to collect the trash. John was taken away by this garbage truck. And where do garbage trucks go? To the dump, of course.
Hold up. The culprit was disguised as a garbage collector, right? Then the truck was probably fake too.
That's not true, because if the truck was fake, they wouldn't have been able to get through the lock on the door to get the garbage. No, the garbage truck would have been real.
Why is that?
That will be made clear if you take a look at the garbage pickup area. Yeah, there's a giant lock on the door. It's right there. There's a giant lock right here.
Take that!
The garbage pickup area is locked.
Ah, only a real garbage collector could have unlocked it to collect the trash.
Precisely, we should assume that a genuine garbage truck was used. For example, the kidnapper could have put John into a large cardboard box. If the box was, oh,
the garbage collector would have carried John away without even knowing it.
Exactly. The culprit would then lie in wait at the garbage dump, and if they said, I threw it away by mistake, the box would be returned to them.
Huh. Any garbage dumps nearby?
Yep, Dawn Waste Center is the one where he is.
Let's see, yeah, there's 2 of them.
He's at the Dawn Waste Center, because that's the one that's by the Sunshine Coliseum. That's where he is. So, which garbage dump would you say he was taken to the Dawn Waste? Because that's the one that's directly next to the Coliseum where the fireworks were. Yeah, there's a hint, alright. Okay, logic. Take me to the logic screen. Here we go. Alright, which garbage dump? It's the one near the Coliseum. We're getting closer. We're gonna find him. We're almost there. Our mission is almost complete. Based on the explosion sound we heard from the kidnapper's phone, we know that John is being confined someplace in the vicinity of the Coliseum.
One of the garbage dumps is right next to the Coliseum.
John was almost certainly taken there, in which case... Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Could I ask you to search this area around the garbage dump? You don't have to ask me like we're strangers, sir. I feel so distant. Please just order me around like you normally do. Are you sure, detective? Didn't I tell you, sir? Detectives don't just investigate for the sake of prosecutors. You have my thanks, detective. Investigation complete. Alright.
Mr. Edgeworth, look! It's almost time!
Yes, it would be best if we hurry. This should be out. It should also be at their limit. Detective Gumshoe, I'm counting on you. Leave it to me, sir. But I'll call on all my pals from the station to help.
I'll have 2. Stealing John back is my job after all.
I'll be returning to the courtroom. I might be able to draw out some more time.
Okay, well then, given the depths of night...
The clock just struck 2. We have to hurry. Yes, sir. Why don't you take the taxi? This poor guy's sitting here all day. He's got nothing to do with his life. He's just chilling around here. Just take the taxi. The taxi driver's the unsung hero of the story. I'm sorry. He's got nothing to do with his life. He's just chilling by the curb, just waiting for, just desperately hoping someone's gonna ask him for a ride around town, and he just always gets rejected. At least one of you should take the freaking taxi to get there on time. What are you doing? Come on, guys. He just wants someone to take a ride in his cab. Anyway, April 6, 2:16 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Well, this is former Prosecutor Edgeworth. Believes the best. Witness!
Witness, phase 4, we're not done talking yet.
Like I said, you see, why exactly would I have needed to help that person out, Your Honor? You know, it's a crying shame. Having a beautiful woman declared guilty. Honestly, it brings tears to my eyes. But you see, there's no reason for me to go out of my way to hide evidence just to save her.
However, we still have the testimony of your son, Prosecutor the Best. He testified that he handed the evidence over to you.
Well, I haven't the slightest clue what he was talking about. I simply can't imagine why Sebastian would have said something like that, you know?
What if there is evidence that shows your connection with Warden Rodent?
And just what do you think you're doing, former Prosecutor Edgeworth? I was under the impression that you were no longer in any position to stand in court.
Miles Edgeworth, how dare you barge into my prosecutor's bench?
Francisca, I'm sorry. I need you to lend me the bench for a little while.
What are you saying?
Judge Courtney, I've brought vital evidence related to this case. Your Honor, please allow me to testify.
She'd never allow it.
Objection. Courtney Pye, Uncle Ray also asked if he'd be allowed to testify. There are no objections from the prosecution either, right?
Understood. The prosecution also has no objections.
There's no way you can allow something like this, you know? Such high-handed methods. Surely are enough to warrant being held in contempt of court, wouldn't you say, Courtney?
Oh, as long as John is still in danger. Judge Courtney cannot rule against the warden. I must convey to her somehow that a search for her son is progressing. Judge Courtney, I ask that you have faith in me and my assistant.
Now that you mention it, where exactly is she?
She's currently out searching for that most important piece of evidence.
It's a waste of time. There's no such evidence.
Also, your beard, didn't your beard burn off? What? How did it grow back already? I mean, I know it's a fake beard, but still, how many fake beards do you have in your closet?
Are you stalling for time? How disgraceful.
Objection. Most important piece of evidence, huh? Courtney Pye. I don't really know what that evidence is, but I think we should have faith in her. After all, even if she may not look like it, she's still the great thief Yadagarasu.
Somehow, it seems that Mr. Shields understands. Judge Courtney, we've already determined the general location of that evidence. It's only a matter of time before he steals the evidence back. I understand that I shall give you special permission to testify. Thank you, Your Honor.
This is ridiculous.
This vital evidence that you have found, please present it to the court. Police to Best and Patricia Rowland are somehow connected. Allow me to present the evidence that proves it. Which piece of evidence shows the relationship between Patricia Rowland and Blaze to Best? That, my friend, would be the file on Knightley right here. This document contains a detailed report regarding the interrogation of a certain man. A certain man? That man being the late Horace Knightley, and the one who interrogated him was the defendant in this trial, Patricia Rowland. So that means that was the interrogation where... That's right. Patricia Rowland murdered Knightley in the aftermath of the interrogation, and that very interrogation has been recorded in this written report. That definitely sounds like vital evidence.
Miles Edgeworth, just now you referred to that document as a written report. Now, just who in the world was that report written for?
I thought you might ask that, Francisca, and that's precisely what is most important about this report. We found this document inside the safe in the storeroom on the 31st floor of the Grand Tower.
The 51st floor, the storeroom for the black market auction.
Indeed, and the conductor of the auction was you, Blaze the Best. You received a report about the victim from Warden Rowland. In the face of this evidence, can you still say you have no connection to this case?
In regards to that, I refuse to answer.
What?
It is yet to be proven in court that I was the conductor of the black market auction.
Oh? Have you already forgotten the events of this morning? I believe I had already proved it back then, did I not?
I will not deny that I was bested by you. However, that was at the crime scene. Who knows if the results will be the same in court? An acquittal is still possible, you see. Until it's been proven in court that I am the conductor of the black market auctions. You can't prove that document was addressed to me.
Your logic is twisted.
That's not very nice, you know. My logic isn't twisted. Is it, Courtney? Don't you feel the same way? It was quite unlike you to allow former Prosecutor Edgeworth's statement just now, you know. It saddens me, you see, that you would fail to uphold the law as a judge should. In fact, I'm so upset by this, I may have no other choice but to use my last resort, you know.
It is as you say. Something that has not been proven in court does not merit any deliberation. I will have to overrule Mr. Edgeworth's claim, as I thought until John has been rescued.
You see, the truth at a scene and the truth in a courtroom are two very different things.
So, you're saying the truth can be distorted in court as long as it's for your sake?
What a horrible thing to say. I'm not distorting the truth or anything like that, you know, liar. If a not guilty verdict is handed down, then that becomes the truth.
That's not how that works. It's useless. There's nothing that we can do unless the missing evidence turns up.
Now then, Courtney, why don't you deliver a not guilty verdict and get this over with? After all, that evidence isn't gonna show up anytime soon, you know.
Sebastian?
What? Who raised an objection just now?
It was Sebastian! Sebastian!
Pops!
Sebastian? When did you come back here, now of all times?
Sebastian, what is the meaning of this? Just where were you and what have you been doing since you abandoned your own trial?
I'm sorry, I was,
Such an act is unbecoming of a prosecutor. You should be ashamed.
well... Sebastian, you still don't get it, you know? This court has no place for a sniveling child such as yourself.
Pops, I've come to present new evidence, Your Honor.
Ooh. What is this music? Is this revamped Sebastian music?
Sure, please. Just let me take my place back at the prosecutor's bench.
Sebastian, I didn't think you would come back.
What's all this now, Sebastian? You don't seem at all like your normal self.
Pops.
Come now, what's the matter? Do you want Daddy to play with you? Is that it? Well then, why don't we just head on back home?
Return to the witness stand.
What's wrong? You're shaking like a leaf.
Your Honor, the prosecutor officially in charge of this case has just arrived with new evidence. The trial is still in session. In light of this, should we continue with the proceedings? That stupid little clap he does. Actually, the defense has no objections, Your Honor. I'm sure the defense attorney originally in charge would say the same.
The prosecution has no objections either, Your Honor.
Continue with the proceedings? That won't be necessary. Isn't that right, Courtney?
But he still believes that he was the one who kidnapped John, as long as John still hasn't been found. Judge Courtney will remain bound by Blaze, and nothing else will change that. Oh?
That sound is...
It's your phone. His cell phone. My phone as well? Uncle Pay's phone is also... What the hell? What? Oh, it's gonna be Kay, Edgeworth, and John. John called Courtney's cell phone, Kay called my phone, and, okay, so Gumshoe called my phone, and then Kay called Kay called Ray's phone, because they're all there, and they found John, right?
Mr. Shields!
Yep, they got him, yes! We found John, sir!
Rescue John!
Excellent work, detective. That kid was the most important piece of evidence, right? Way to go, Kay.
Hey, I wanted to spread the word quickly, so I had everyone call.
Nice going, Kay. I mean, it wasn't necessary because you would have still gotten away with just one of us, but still. Judge Courtney, that's for you. It's gonna be John.
Yes, I see. I'm so glad you're safe. Make sure you properly thank everyone, okay? Be careful and come home safe.
Alright, Courtney, the shackles are off now. Now it's time to unleash your inner self. There we go, yeah. Courtney's back in action.
Let us resume the proceedings. Now that I may once again swing my gavel to my heart's content.
Ha! You're kidding, right?
Witness, this is no joke. Please return to the stand. Prosecutor DeBest as well. Promptly return to your seat at the prosecutor's bench. Yes, Your Honor.
Ha, you're going down, DeBest.
Sebastian DeBest. Yes, Miss Von Karma? I leave the rest to you. Huh? Going up against your own father. It won't be easy. I shall observe how things pan out from the gallery.
Alright, DeBest, let's do this.
Now then, allow me to ask once more, is the prosecution ready? Prosecutor DeBest, what is the new evidence you wish to present?
The missing knife and chisel, Your Honor.
Oh shit, he found them! Way to go, the best! Freaking! Alright, you know what, the best? You're not so bad after all.
You mean they finally been found?
Nice going, the best.
Prosecutor the best, is this true? The knife and chisel. I wasn't able to...
Sebastian! Why? That's not how you open a sentence. Okay. You know what? That's like if you're a parent and you have kids, tease your kids about going to Disney World. You're like, hey, we're gonna go to Disney World soon. I get excited about it. And then they ask, but we need to buy the tickets. When are we gonna buy the tickets? And then you tell them, don't worry, we're gonna buy the tickets soon, I promise. And then you come home from work, and then they're there, and they're eagerly like, Daddy, did we buy the tickets today? And then you look at them and you go, I have news about the Disney World tickets. Disney World tickets, and then they look at you excited like they're giddy, and they're like really happy, and then you say, have not yet been purchased. Tune in next week for more information. It's like, what are you doing, Sebastian? Why would you open your sentence with the knife and chisel only to go, have not been found? Like, it's why?
I searched and searched, I really did, but it was already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean? I remembered this morning when I passed by Pops in the garage at home. He was holding something wrapped in a newspaper. Pops, where are you going? Ah, Sebastian, just checking out some trash. At that moment, I heard it, the faint sound of a bell.
Could that sound have been by any chance the bell attached to Dojan's chisel?
In other words, you're saying that the witness threw away the evidence? I searched for it, but I didn't make it in time. I'm sorry!
Where exactly did you search for it?
The garbage dump! I went to the garbage dump and searched everywhere. I thought the evidence Pops threw away had to be there.
Isn't that Sebastian?
What are you doing here? Wow! You ignored us!
So at that time, he had gone to the garbage dump.
But, this was all I could find.
It smells rather peculiar. Yeah, because you just came from the dump. Now that you mention it, there's kind of a funky smell coming from you. But yeah, because he came from the dump. What'd you expect?
What do you expect? I was digging through garbage.
And what of the knife?
I think it's buried somewhere in that giant mountain of trash. But I couldn't find it by myself.
I understand. I shall accept this into evidence.
Well done, Sebastian. You never betray my expectations, you know. You search so desperately through the garbage, and that's all you have to show for it.
What a tearjerker. Well, we can still check for fingerprints on it, can't we?
Objection.
We can still check for fingerprints on the newspaper. It's a bit early for tears, don't you think? Joking motive. Oh, it's so good. It's so good here. Oh, this music. This ungodly music. We don't deserve this. It's too good for this world. This song is too good for us.
I think it's just a pointless waste of time, you know?
I'm counting on you, Sebastian Miles. Show him that the truth can be exposed in court and take him down. Okay, that was a rather short playing of the song, but still. Mr. Shields is backing us up. Now what we need is a breakthrough. Prosecutor the best. Let's take a closer look at the evidence.
Right.
Alright, well, let's see if we can unfold it and then check fingerprints. Let's have a look inside. It'd be great if we could find some kind of proof. This is the bed that was attached to Dojan's chisel. Are there any tricks left behind on it?
It's no good. There's not even a single smudge on it.
Okay, but there's gotta be a handprint, right?
What did you find, Prosecutor?
Like on the newspaper itself, there's gotta be a handprint.
Did you even find anything? Darn it! Of course you'd find nothing. Something like that can't be called evidence, you know? All it is trash. Maybe sad, but that's the truth, you see.
Was Sebastian's efforts all for naught? Indeed, this bit does not seem to be valid evidence. However...
Mr. Edgeworth, you really giving up? Calm as always, Edgeworth. Quite like Sebastian here. Well, then, as the prosecution finished with its argument...
Objection!
Justine, not yet. We're not through yet. There's still something we haven't examined. You're still not giving up? Struggling in vain's not cute at all, you know?
It seems Sebastian hasn't given up yet either. I was just thinking the exact same thing. The last item remaining, is it trash or is it evidence? If we don't examine it, we'll never find out. The item I'm thinking of is the newspaper. We'll check for a handprint on the newspaper, and we'll compare the fingerprints.
We're still not done examining the newspaper that bell was wrapped in.
It seems that Sebastian has the same idea I do.
Wow, this is just wonderful, you know? So wonderful as to cry for. Is it desperation or simply reckless abandon? Are you really going to pin all your hopes on a worthless scrap of newspaper? We don't know for sure whether it's not it's worthless until we examine it, will we? Sebastian, let's examine it post-haste.
Alright, let's check the newspaper. Oh, we have to, okay, let's, well, alright, let's zoom in a little bit. Is there anything, aha! There is indeed, oh, it's the glove! It's the glove! Yep, it's a backwards D, a backwards E, an A, and it's an A with half of it faded away, just like we saw earlier. T, and then the H, and then this is the motor oil that we spotted. It's the glove. It's the freaking glove from Blaze's garage. Oh, we got you now. Is this a handprint?
There's something greasy on it too. Is it oil?
Judge Courtney, could you please summon someone from forensics?
Your request is accepted. Contact the lab at once.
Reporting. These are definitely fingerprints.
However, it's from a glove.
What? Yeah, that doesn't matter. We knew it was gonna be a glove, but we have the glove as proof.
Didn't I tell you it's nothing but a worthless scrap of paper?
No, it's not.
Just think about it, you know, when handling important evidence. What kind of idiot wouldn't use gloves? Oh, wait, wouldn't that be you? The idiot who doesn't know when to give up?
That's pretty harsh talking to your son like that.
What's wrong with calling an idiot an idiot? If you want to be the best, you have to be heartless. I have no compassion for worthless individuals, not even my own son! Pops! Jesus Christ! You know, you've always called yourself a genius prosecutor, haven't you? Didn't I explain to you this morning why you were a genius up until now? That's right, it's all because of me. It's my authority! You were always being protected by people like Courtney and me. Now get that stinking face of yours out of my sight! Stinking? You know, now that I think about it, that stench might just suit me perfectly. Just keep it away from my nose, my eyes will start watering. Wrong! You're wrong, Pops! Sebastian, what are you talking about?
You're the one who stinks, Pops. It's you, not me.
What?
You haven't noticed, have you? You smell, Pops. So much that you can't even hide it. Mr. Edgeworth, try smelling the handprint on the newspaper. The smell? It smells like oil. I know something that smells just like it. Come to think of it, back then.
It smells like motor. Yup, it's gonna be the gloves.
That's right. The smell proves it. It proves that the culprit who the evidence was. It's no good. I guess I can't become the best after all. I'm too soft. I could never be so heartless. I just can't bring down my father with my own hands. Sebastian, come on. Prosecutor the best.
Summon your courage. Become a different prosecutor from your father. Wasn't that what you decided? We are prosecutors, and as prosecutors we stand in the courtroom. In that case, isn't it our duty to shed light on the truth? Exposing crimes and bringing criminals to justice, even if the criminal is your own father. That is your duty as a prosecutor. Didn't I promise you that if you have the courage to stand up, I will show you the way, and if you cannot do it alone, then we shall do it together.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, here we go! Here we go! Allow me to present the evidence that connects with the hand with my father, and it's gonna be these gloves right over here! This is the smell of motor oil, the kind used for maintaining motorcycles.
Both myself and Mr. Edgeworth have smelled this exact same smell before.
Blaze the best, it was in your garage! And wouldn't you say these fingerprints have a rather peculiar shape? The flight letters that has been of death. It's exactly the same as your own gloves!
Ha, you can buy gloves like that from anywhere, doesn't prove a thing.
Is that really the case?
It's not the only thing that these two pieces of evidence have in common.
The fingerprints on the newspaper that are used to wrap the bell. And Blaze's mechanics gloves. That's the unsinkable symbol they will share. It's the faded A. Right here. Please stop being so sensitive. Got it. If you examine the imprint left by the letter A, you'll see it's unmistakably from this glove. What? And that's not all. There is one more item we must take note of, namely these dirt stains. I suggest we do a comparative analysis of the dirt stains from the newspaper and the glove. If the contents match up, then it'll prove to be decisive evidence. Bailiff, please have these dirt samples sent to forensic soil analysis immediately.
Edgeworth, Sebastian! You lowly prosecutors, do you have any idea who I am?
Pops, can't run away anymore. It's been proven in court that you concealed the evidence, and that you tried to cover for the defendant.
You're saying that I'm guilty? Then I'll be sent to prison? Me, Blaze the Best? A couple of snot-nosed punks gonna make me disappear? There must be some mistake.
Be a man and admit your crimes.
Do you really think you can survive if I'm not around?
I'll be fine now who you Apollo Justice.
I thought I wanted to become the best prosecutor so I could get your approval, Pops. But when I was kidnapped by your men, stuck in that dark room, I started thinking, I am truly powerless. I despaired and averted my eyes from the truth, but... At that moment, Mr. Edgeworth stepped in and showed me the way. And now, I am no longer just a child chasing after my father's approval. I have become capable. I can find evidence all on my own now! My men kidnapped you? Why were you... Pops, I'll show you the truth you never knew through this trial.
Sebastian, how dare you speak to me like that? You should understand you're an idiot son!
You may have hated me to the very end, Pops, but I have always looked up to you.
Come on, stand strong, Sebastian. Finish the fight.
Thank you for everything up until now. And goodbye.
You? Since when did you? All you've ever been able to do is depend on me. Sebastian!
Gotcha, Blaze! You're going down, pal. You have nowhere left to run. That's it, we win! Victory! Tonight we are victorious!
It has been established that the evidence was concealed by Blaze the Best himself. A judgment regarding his concealment of evidence shall be delivered at a separate trial. The missing chisel and knife are still yet to be found. However, once a search of the waste disposal site is underway, they will surely be discovered.
The knife will be found? What will happen to me if it's found?
No need to worry. You simply receive the punishment you deserve for your crime.
Punishment for me? Blaze, what in the world are you doing? You. After all your boasting about being able to create your own truths and not guilty verdicts, that's why I contacted you immediately after the prison incident in the first place. And to make matters worse, you kidnapped the wrong kid. I just can't believe this. You really are completely useless.
That was certainly a violent outburst, but you heard her, Prosecutor the Best.
Yeah, she got flustered and said a bunch of important stuff. Right?
Indeed, that's correct. He still doesn't seem very sure of himself. It's a work in progress, okay? We're taking baby steps here, one step at a time. Very well, and with that, this court is adjourned. Finally, freaking, we win! Tonight we are victorious. F***ing Agent Lang! Oh my god, this piece of shit! We win! We won! We got the victory! We got the win! We got the W! We had the win! We were victorious! And then this guy just thrown on the nose into the courtroom and is like, haha, I'm gonna take your victory away, you sack of shit!
Agent Lang.
Judge Courtney, it's still too early to eat for a happy ending. Lang Z says the end of the trial is not always the end of the case.
Yeah, well, Lang Z says you're a f***ing idiot.
And who might you be? The name's Silong Lang. I'm just a humble...
Oh, you're a humble investigator, huh?
Do you have some objection with this trial? Ha, not a chance. The defendant there has a heart as black as a moonless night.
Lang, don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago.
You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison where you belong. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence, don't you agree?
Agent Lang, what are you talking about?
The SS5 incident from 12 years ago, it's a case I'll never forget.
12 years ago? Yeah, he said something about 12 years ago as well. Might it have something to do with Lang's father and President Wang?
Patricia Rowland, and you, Blaze the Best. Back then, the two of you killed off the Lang clan.
Were you involved in the incident 12 years ago?
That's right, I was. However, I'm not here to chase the ghost of the past. I'm here for you, Justine Courtney.
Oh my god, are you just gonna arrest her for the murder of the president?
Me?
You and one other.
And John, too? Freaking... Oh my god, your logic. I already tore it apart earlier today. John!
Miss Courtney, you're coming along, too.
As a subject in the murder... Oh my god, dude! We already went over this!
Agent Lang, what evidence do you... Settle down, Mr. Prosecutor. The investigation has only just begun. We're going to inspect the crime scene with the suspects in attendance. Agent Lang, did he get his hands on some new pieces of evidence? If you have any objections, then you can tag along as well.
I shall do just that. The end of the trial is not always the end of the case. There are still many mysteries yet unsolved surrounding the murder of the president, namely the true nature of the giant monster. Well, we know that. And then, yeah, the mastermind, I don't know. The thing is, it can't be someone we know, because everyone we know has an alibi. Kay was with us, Gumshoe was with us, Francisca, Ray, and Courtney were all here at the trial. Simon and Regina were at the Sunshine Coliseum, and they were accounting for each other. And I don't think Regina would have said something if Simon was the person behind this all. So it has to be someone we don't. It's. Why did I see it sooner? It's gonna. I should have figured this out so much better sooner. Okay, so it's gonna be someone we don't know yet. And I guarantee you it's gonna be Daniel Octavia's son. Because that was a loose end, or a loose thread that they didn't completely tie up in that case. And we haven't met him yet, and I guarantee you he's gonna be some mastermind in the distance pulling the strings behind this whole game that we haven't met yet. That's gonna be what it is. Wow, that was a freaking episode. That was fantastic. That was freaking phenomenal. We got so much done there. We beat Logitech against Justine, Courtney, Sebastian the Best. Sebastian the Best grew as a character. He overcame a fear of his father and wanting to please him. We investigated and solved the kidnapping case. We brought John back. We got some more information about the case as a whole. Just this case, this episode. This is still the beginning. Like, we haven't even gotten to the middle sections yet. This is still the beginning of the case. This is so good so far. I can't wait to keep playing. Okay, that'll do it for now. Also, episode 3 of Spirit of Justice has now been dethroned as the longest episode of the series. This is 2.5 to almost 3 hours. So, yeah, this is a long one. But if you sat and watched through the entire thing, I applaud you. I'm guessing you probably broke it up into sections. That's what I would have done. Or maybe you just had it on the background the whole time. But either way, if you made it to this point in the video, I congratulate you for making it to the end, because that was a really long video. That'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next episode of Control tomorrow for some more Ace Investigations 2. Goodbye!